Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, very good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening on our audio streams. That's at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio for those watching on YouTube or those listening on podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We greatly appreciate you as well. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you here. And Derek Van Diest, one of our favorites from NHL.com. He's in studio today as well with us here on the Hangout, brought to you by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage expert. Stephen E., how you doing today?
Good. Got a good night's sleep, so feel good.
Oh, that's always nice.
I was in bed by 11 last night because I was like, there's no hockey to watch. So I went to
Just the one game.
just the one game.
The one game, as you said right before we got on the air, the Rangers showed up. They brought us.
You know what I think? This is my theory.
Tell me.
The Rangers are tanking, and they're going to try and save and try and clear up money so they can sign Connor McDavid in 3 years.
That's how you want to start the show today?
I'm just saying.
That's how you want to start the show?
That's my theory. If I was in New York, that's what I would do. I would get rid of as much money as I can, get rid of as many players as I can, and bring in and have the money, and then have the money to put a team around them. You got the goalie, you got the star defenseman.
So
I work from there.
Yeah, I've got. So there's the one side. The NHL would love that.
Oh, of course. They would.
Yes.
The NHL would
kidding?
be all
McDavid
in on
New York?
that.
You think
Yeah.
we'd write a lot of McDavid stories now?
Can they get John Cooper too?
Huh?
Yeah.
Can they get John Cooper behind the bench too?
No. John Cooper's not going anywhere. He's Tampa for life.
The flip side to that, though, is I don't think Connor wants to go. I don't think he'd want to go somewhere that's at the bottom. They'd have to show that they're close to winning.
Well, they have to rebuild their team
Yeah.
and just do it right away. But I think they have the draft picks and the assets to do it. They just take that and turn it around in 3 years and say, okay, we have to save $100 million for this guy and then build a team around him. Wherever he goes, it's going to be tough because you need $100 million to pay him.
At least $100 million.
Which is why the Edmonton Oilers, I believe, still would be the odds-on favorite to keep him because they already have that money.
Yeah, but I think this team is aging out. The core of this group is on the wrong side of 30. They're aging out. They don't have a lot of young guys coming through. And it's almost like you have to reload here in Edmonton, and he ain't waiting for a reload. That's just my opinion.
No, that's fine.
No, there is, when you think of where, if you did the hypothetical Connor's leaving, what are the places he'd go to?
Well,
That would
New
be
York.
one that would make a lot of
Where
sense.
Gretzky went.
Or I do think Dallas.
Gully? See, I was going to
I don't know if Dallas can afford him.
make a counterpoint about this New York hypothetical that you brought up.
Okay.
Don't you think he wants competent management and an owner
Well, I'm not
that's
saying
on the
that
same
manager
page
in
as
New York
manager?
there will be the manager in New York later. You can't. I remember what was the line someone used once? You can't have the guys that destroyed the thing try to rebuild it. You need someone else to come in and rebuild it. And remember, that was the situation we had here at Edmonton, where they destroyed it and then they hired the same guys to rebuild it. And then there was a situation where you can't hire the same guys to rebuild it that destroyed it. So they need, if I'm looking at if I'm president of the New York Rangers or owner of the New York Rangers, I'm looking at, okay, we'll gut this team out. We'll bring some competent management in. There's competent people out there. And then to bring Connor back here. It's not just me. If I was in New York.
Yeah.
If I was in New York, I would say that, right? And there's going to be 31 teams looking at going, this guy's an unrestricted free agent in 3 years, after 2 seasons.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of
Who's
teams
not going to be
gearing
lining
up
up to try and get him to play on your team?
And you can't do that this summer before.
No.
If you're looking at that and you've got to start loading now for the shot at it. Now, he may still sign in Edmonton and then it's for naught.
You may still sign him.
But you can't prepare for that if you're another team and just like, no, he might sign. And then if he gets it for agent, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to get Connor?
He wants to win in Edmonton, let's be honest. But he's going to look at that roster a year from now and say, are we any closer to winning here? Do we still have a goalie?
Don't have faith in.
Do we still have a goalie?
Do we have a goalie? I guess it's just there's a lot. It's really complicated here now, and you've got Leon Draisaitl who's locked himself in for 8 years. But let's say hypothetical McDavid does go somewhere else and says, like, you know what? I gave you guys 12 of my best years here, which was more than Gretzky gave the Oilers, which is more than Messier gave the Oilers. right?
Yeah, that is true.
I gave it a shot. I gave it a kick at the can. I don't think people can begrudge him like that. You had 12 years to build a championship team around this guy. You didn't do it for whatever reason. Whoever manager you brought in here didn't
Multiple
do it.
managers.
3 managers, 5 coaches, whatever it was during that stretch. I don't think anyone should begrudge him if he says, okay, thanks for your time.
No mas.
Trying somewhere else.
I can't believe we're going down this path.
Oh, like right off
But
the hop.
I will say, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, though, can you allow him to walk in the summer?
No, that's what they have to make some tough decisions, and that's
Next year's the big year.
Of course, next year you're
'Cause-
looking at next year going, okay, where are we in our championship window,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not saying like the core of this team is aging out. Is Darnell Nurse here next summer? Is he here next year?
That one, I think there might be a chance that there's a no that he is not here.
So once guys start going, that's he's part of that core. Once pieces of your core start leaving, then the thing kind of falls apart.
But if Nurse goes, and Hyman's getting up there in age and all of that, Nuge getting up there, but that also means you have the ability to go bring different people in to build a new core at that
well,
same
that's
time.
right. You had to go through a
And-
reload, and McDavid's going to go, well, reload's going to last 3 or 4 years. I don't know if I'm sticking around that
No,
long.
you better reload on the fly and make some
Well,
very,
maybe a team
very
that
good
reloads
trades.
on the fly like that.
Well, the faith in having this regime reload on the fly isn't there because of moves that have been
The
made
only
in the
team
last 2
I can
years.
think that reload on the fly was Tampa Bay, but they still had a solid core.
Yeah.
That they just brought in different pieces. They still had Vasilevsky. They still had Hedman. They still had, Hagel. They still had those core pieces, and they just went and kind of surrounded those core pieces with that. The Oilers don't have that.
The closest I think I could see also is the Sharks for a number of years were consistently good in the West. And even when you thought and they found ways to just retool. But you're right, they still had the
Joe
core.
Thornton,
They still had that
Marleau,
core
They
there.
had that core there.
They had Pavelski.
You have to have the core. You build around the core. The Oilers' core is falling apart. That's just my opinion. I know Oilers fans are gonna be happy. I'm sorry I came by hard one.
There's been
this
people
morning.
saying stuff like
Right.
that.
It's just we had the Rangers. I was covering not covering, but I had to write a little bit something on the Rangers thing because I wrote the previews this morning. So
Who are you talking to in New York?
I got the whole office is in New York.
I know. That's why I asked.
So, but that is just my opinion. You look at this roster, you look at the Oilers have no draft capital. They have no real assets. They have no young guys in the minors. Like the cupboards are bare here. How are you going to reload?
Which is why next summer, I feel like I've said this many times the last number of years, but it always changes, is the biggest summer in Oilers history.
Well, that's what I said
probably.
last summer. Did they get our goalie? No.
No.
Did they get it? They
Well, they did get their goalie that they're using predominantly now.
yeah, I guess they did.
In training camp, they
I
traded
guess.
for him.
You know
Yeah.
what? If you had kept Skinner and Ingram combo, probably wouldn't look that bad. Right.
It looked better than Ingram and Jari.
Well, hopefully Jari has a good start tonight. If he doesn't have a good start tonight, what then?
Here's my surprised face.
Yeah. Then with 10 games to go, that's it for Jari.
Well, to me, this is getting to that point where the more bad starts Jari has, the more the attention has to go to. This is just such a big stumble by Stan Bowman. It's almost fireable.
And I go and I get another GM. Like it's.
I would rather, if I'm Daryl Kitts, I would rather get rid of a GM that made such a big stumble and now has to go fix his big mistake than sit there and be like, no, go fix your mistake here because this is a big one.
The GMs make mistakes all the time, right? Jack Campbell was a huge mistake. Was
That
he
was a
not?
big one. They're still paying for him,
They're
literally.
still paying for him, literally. Like he had to take a shot, and that was the shot he took. And
He didn't, and that's where I don't think you had to take a shot.
I don't think it's just him though. Like it's guys around him, and I think it's the group as a whole, not just one. He pulls the trigger, yes, but I think it's the group as a whole looks at that and goes, "What do you guys think?" They go around the table.
Yeah,
What do you
they
think?
go
What do you
around
think?
the
What do you think?
table.
What do you think? What do you think? This is not, like it's a bit of a democracy, but that's where they have that big table in that meeting room, so they can talk about stuff like this.
But you're the one that's going to wear it. You're going to get the praise for the good.
Well,
and
that's
you're
why
going to
you
get the
get paid
blame for the
more than the
bad.
other guys at the table.
And in the end, though, like the thing is, like I'll always go back to what Ken Holland said: "As a GM, you're going to make mistakes. You just have to have more positives than negatives, and the bad negatives can't be egregious."
Yeah.
I think we're at a point now where if you're going with Jari and it's the guy, you can't even start him down the rest of the regular season at some point. that is almost so egregious. And then you look at the wins that Stan Bowman has, and there aren't that many great ones. The weight's very balanced in that negative thing, and I don't know if I would trust him in the most pivotal summer ever to go for this.
Well, you've been through a line of coaches, a line of GMs.
Yeah.
You know, like the word is the buck stop here. Like what's been the constant here? You have the owner. He's trying to get
Maybe
this
it's the
thing
people
going.
in the owner's ears.
He's getting people in his ears, right, left, center. Like, you know, he wants to win. What owner doesn't want to win? Of course,
They all
wants to
do.
win. And you
Except
give
baseball
credit.
owners.
You have to-
that's right, Pirates.
You have to give credit because he's opened the wallet and said, well, let's spend as much money as we have to win here. And they just haven't spent it well.
And he's watched his asset grow from a $240 million investment to a $4 billion asset
Yeah,
at
for
the
sure.
same time.
Yeah, it's the voices in his ear. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I wish he had a little bit more
Better
enough from you
filter.
guys. And it seemed like that was there when Ken Holland was here.
Yep.
That's the one credit I will for sure give Ken Holland. It seemed like that extra noise was just gone.
He-
now
or
that
he could
noise is
keep it
gone.
at bay.
He was
Or he
and
could keep it at bay, yeah.
And now it seems like that noise is back.
It
And
is.
louder.
Because now you have different voices telling him, you know, like you have too many. What's the soup?
Too many
chefs in the
cooks,
kitchen.
Yeah.
Like right, it's right now, and like who's he getting his advice from? Who's telling him what? Like how much involvement does he have now? You know, you've brought Paul Coffey back into the mix now. He's a big voice. So,
He's
Yeah.
cool. I like Paul Coffey, though.
oh, we all like Paul Coffey. We
Now,
love Paul Coffey. There's
Paul
nothing to
Coffey,
like.
the dude, and the coach, different things. But
And
Well,
the
I just-
advisor and the
the
future
thing-
presidents and all that.
yeah.
Paul Coffey is doing the owner a favor
Yes.
by being here,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So,
You don't need the money.
oh, he doesn't need the money.
No.
We've had that discussion. He made a lot of money in his waste management company. So he
He's got
doesn't.
a bunch of car dealerships now. Is that
He had
does
one. He has one.
No, he just
Yeah.
had one.
He has one Kia dealership, but he invested. He's got a tech company too. I'm not sure how that's doing, but he invested in a tech company as well. Paul Coffey's a wise man, a lot smarter than I am. So
He was
knows
the
what he's doing.
NHL Alumni Man of the Year. Did you see that last week?
No.
Yeah. It was kind of neat. They did a thing for him at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So he's way smarter than I am. So,
cool,
which isn't
dude.
saying much, but I'm just saying that
You're a smart guy.
I have my moments.
I mean, you lit this show up with a blowtorch right out of the gate, but
well, I'm
that's
saying,
okay.
well, it started with the Rangers. And,
Yeah, I get it from a Rangers perspective.
Yeah, no, I
100%.
understand.
100%.
That's where we started. They had 9 shots on net at home yesterday.
I know. Everybody talked
And
about
they
it. It was
lost
the
2-1.
only game on.
It was the only game.
Hey, scoring 1 on 9 opportunities. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
good
good
rate.
percentage.
It's not a bad rate.
Zero percentage. I thought the centers looked good. I like that white jersey, black helmet look. I like.
Do you really?
I do. I'm starting like the light jersey and dark helmet.
Yeah, more
I don't know
teams are
who
doing it.
started that, but it was a great
Carolina.
trend. Did they start it? Great trend. Great trend.
San Jose does it. Anaheim does it. You saw it with the chrome helmets with LA and
Yeah, I
Vegas.
wasn't crazy about the chrome or the gold helmets.
Yeah, I
Chrome
thought they would
helmets.
look better.
Yeah. They $500 to dip those things. My buddy that works for the Kings or used to work for the
crazy.
Kings, he said they would have to just ship like black helmets to Germany and they would dip each one. It was $500.
silver.
So yeah, and so after they would dip it,
Each helmet
they-
would cost $500.
to dip, yeah, to make it chrome, and then
know,
they would sell them at
I
auction
like
or
the
whatever.
matted helmets. I like the ones the Canucks wear, the black matted.
Yeah,
Those are nice.
LA went to. Oh no, Pittsburgh did that. I think LA did that too. Went to the matte.
Yeah.
We've seen more teams go to the matte instead of the glossy.
Yeah, I think it looks sharp. I think it's good.
It's cool, yeah.
It's tough on the equipment guys because now they got to bring all that stuff. But
They're used to it now.
yeah,
those guys work their ass
hard.
off. Yeah.
Those guys are my hardest working guys in the room.
I think the Oil Kings actually with their blue helmets are matted. I think Rogan.
I was at the
Dean-
Oil Kings game on Sunday.
Yeah. Which jerseys did they wear? The regular?
Yeah, they wear the regular jerseys.
Yeah, but those third jerseys are beautiful. The blue and gold with the
yeah,
lion
yeah.
crest shield.
That's the one I had to buy my nephew.
I have to buy the
He
hat.
wanted that one.
Yeah, well done, Rogan Dean and the Oil King
No,
stuff.
They got a good team. Should be a fun playoff series.
Saskatoon?
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon started on Friday here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Matt Barrett was on with her net engager yesterday
Yeah.
on EST afternoons getting set for that. So what, 3 seed if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. in the
ran
dub,
into Maddie
so-
at karaoke on Sunday. Last Sunday.
Matt Barrett?
Yeah. Was it last Sunday?
Did you? Oh wow, did he sing?
I think he did. Good singer.
What
Beautiful
karaoke?
voice.
At Kelly's karaoke.
Kelly says karaoke.
Where everybody knows
Everybody
your
knows your name.
name.
Yeah, Sunday nights.
I didn't know Kelly's had his karaoke.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's huge. The best Kelly's karaoke story one day is we were there about 5 years ago. And they had these kids, and one kid just belts out a song. He's amazing. Next kid comes out, belts out a song, amazing. This girl comes out, belts out a song. She's amazing. I'm like, this isn't normal karaoke. What's going on?
People?
Who are these people? Oh, it's a cast of cats. They came in to sing. The cast of cats
Yeah.
was singing karaoke at Kelly's Pub. I'm like, are you kidding me? They were amazing. And then,
Just
and then the
us
place
all
got
here.
packed because word got out. And then it was one of these, like, kid was singing, and all these phones were like, it was like a free concert.
That's cool.
I was like, great. And you could request a song. Be like, hey, what do you guys want us to sing? It's
Yeah. Every time I'm there, it's Bri, the Ukrainian rapper.
You agree? Oh, Alex, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He does a
and,
Ukrainian rap song.
although Tupsok's son, Jackson, I was there actually like a month ago on a Sunday night, and Jackson and his friends sang, and they were all really good.
Do you sing?
No.
Do you sing?
No, God, no.
We just take it all in.
Take it all in. No,
Just do tequila.
yeah, no. We're
Oh,
just-
one word.
That's yeah.
I
That's
don't
all you
wanna
have to. You
clear
just have
the
to know how
room.
to say tequila,
Tequila.
and then
Yeah.
you stand there.
yeah. So anyway, goaltending should be fun. Should be fun.
It will be
Playoffs. Those
fun.
are fun games. It was a fun game. We went there. My nephew was on the ice for the skills. Mm-hmm. Well, for skills, they all got to take a shootout.
Cool.
Yeah. So he spent
awesome.
the whole first 2 periods wondering what movie he was going to make.
Did he score?
No, he didn't. He couldn't roof the backhand. He made a nice little forehanded backhand. Then he couldn't get the backhand over the goalie's pad. So
Good crowd, though.
really good crowd. Really
Yeah.
good. They opened the upper bowl. Upper deck.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit of the upper deck. So that
That's
was
good.
a really good crowd. Great game. They pounded the Calgary Hitmen. So
7-1, right?
no, it was like 5-0. I think. I can't remember. It was like, yeah,
It's the last game of the season. Score didn't really matter.
it wasn't 7-1. I think it was 5-0. It was a shutout.
Oh, I saw.
Now we get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Radomski and the crew over there. They put on a nice game day
Yeah.
presentation, and
Yes.
team's in a good spot. We'll see what they
it's
can
a
do.
it's a great product. So if you want to go down there, watch some good playoff hockey, a lot of fun. Sit in the lower bowl.
What time did
And
you leave
not
that
as
game at?
expensive as other playoff hockey.
When did you leave the game?
I thought I stayed for the whole game. Maybe 7-1.
Yeah.
I must have made 3 goals. Then. You know what? We might have left early.
Oh, I think.
When they scored last, it was 5.
I don't know.
5-0.
I remember seeing the post, and I'm like, oh, they killed Calgary 7-1.
I must have missed 2 goals. Then I was like,
I'm sure they were up 5-0 at some point.
Let's go find
Sorry,
out.
DVD.
I must have missed. I was with my nephew.
So they were up 2-0 after the first, 3-0 after the second. They were up 6-0. No, 6-0. 8 minutes into the third.
Well, then Hitman.
The
scored.
Hitman
I
scored
don't even remember the Hitman scored.
8
You
minutes
must have
into the
left.
third. So it was 6-1 at 8:17 of the third period, into the third period. And then the Oil Kings scored with 1:30 left to make it 7-1.
Were you helping Emerson get undressed?
I was
then?
helping Emerson. Well, we were walking around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You were visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I was like, are we talking about the same game here?
It was 5-0 when I left. So I must,
Well, they
I
crushed
must
them.
have zoned out and missed 3 goals.
Well, it was such a dominating performance
It
at
was a
that
good
point.
performance.
And it was
smacked
an
them
Oil
around.
Kings team that, they weren't playing for anything.
They got a good team.
Getting set for just Friday. The goal in that type of game is just make sure you're healthy.
Yeah.
And get going for Friday. And
And the junior hockey playoffs are awesome because they don't spread the games out. It's like back to back, travel, back to back,
Yeah.
travel, back to back, or whatever. Like it's
Remember when we went to Portland for the final?
yes, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Portland was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a,
Back-to-back
that's a
years.
cool. That was an interesting city. It was a fun city. We had a lot of fun.
Keep
I've
Portland
heard good
weird.
things about Portland.
Huh?
It's,
I've heard good things about like going to Portland. And
it's good.
It's
like
good.
it's
I
really
haven't-
neat.
I haven't been there. I don't know. It could have gone to crap.
yeah.
Maybe.
In the last, COVID and whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know Seattle took a big hit with
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah. A lot of cities.
Seattle's
did.
a little different. Like I almost cried when I went back to Seattle.
Oh, yeah?
Right after COVID.
That bad?
It was like there was tents on the streets and stuff
man.
like
Yeah.
that. It was just awful. It was like, oh,
It's not good.
not good. I think they've cleaned it up since, but like right after was awful. Well, Edmonton downtown was awful too. So
Yeah. We had rough
I can't-
spots for
yeah,
sure.
there's
Still
some
do.
rough spots. So, but no, it'd be fun. Like I said, if
Go
you
check it
want to
out.
go watch some hockey
And
that's the place to
affordable.
go.
Yes.
Yes.
For playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Beer's still $20, but you get the kids.
Kids stuff.
items.
You get the
Yeah.
kids' meals; they're a
Yeah.
little cheaper. Yeah. Yeah. So it's good.
Oilers, Utah tonight, 7:30 out in Salt Lake. GCLD's Olstrom pregame show, 6:30 tonight. Tommy, Benny, Belzy. We'll get you set for that game. This Mammoth team's going to be a difficult challenge. Points-wise, they're higher than the Oilers. They're playing good hockey.
I was texting with.
They're healthy too.
They're healthy, yeah. Well, Nick Olchik's going to be on with us for our Mammoth guest today. Nicky O is awesome. It's a son of Eddie O and nephew of Ricky O. And like he knows his hockey really well, obviously. But I was talking to someone from their broadcast team, not named Nick Olchik, and they're like, "Yeah, this team can be inconsistent. They weren't particularly great a couple nights ago." And then I was told it's like, well, 97 is a game changer, and I said, "Yeah, 97 is always a game changer, but he's only one man." And
he is only one man, and he's trying to do a lot on his own.
Yes,
like
exactly.
How much, like I watched the game on Saturday, whatever they were playing.
Saturday.
He turned the puck over a lot, trying to make things happen. Like the first goal was on, he went 1-on-4, got knocked down, the puck came back,
goes back the other way.
They were on the power play too. That was the thing, and then the lack of awareness from a certain defenseman. Some guy gets behind him and scores the goal. Yeah, he wants to win so badly. And you saw this from a young Ovechkin when he was like, I'm going to do it all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it all by myself. And it just like, but does he have the help? Does he have the guys around him like right now? And
guys.
It's like you're missing your right-hand man with Leon Draisaitl out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it just goes to show you how much his franchise has relied on those two players the last 5 years. Right? It's
big time.
You get your 2-star players, but you're so heavily reliant on them. But what do you have to do? And it's funny because Canada was the same way, right? With McDavid was there with McKinnon. Cooper threw him over the boards.
Best coach in the world.
Perfect coach.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
Going to go to these guys.
He threw me over the boards every second shift. So he's a great coach.
With
We have a
that
great
guy.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, well, Cooper is Cooper's great to talk to.
Yes.
He's a great coach. Smart, probably one of the smartest guys in the National Hockey League, to be honest with you.
He's a lawyer.
Well, yeah, he was.
But he's very personable.
Public defender for part of it.
He's a personable guy. You can talk to him. The best coaches are the ones you can ask questions about their philosophies where they don't talk down to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because different coaches have different, what's your philosophy on this? What's your philosophy on this? We're just trying to find out.
Yeah.
And the best coaches are the personal ones that want to talk to you, want to talk hockey. Barry Trotz was like that. Ken Hitchcock's like that. John Cooper's like that. Paul Maurice is like that. There's a lot of guys that just want to talk hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask them, okay, you're the expert. You tell me what the situation is here. And then you just shut up and listen. And I think that's the one thing. Young media guys, shut up and listen. Don't try to interject. Don't try to impress the coach with how much knowledge I have. Look at me. Just listen.
What are you trying to say here?
I'm just saying, just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
That's when those guys are talking, you just be quiet and listen and let them say what they have to say.
You tell me, then we go and discuss amongst ourselves.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So,
Via your story, via an article, a column, on a sports show like this.
I see a lot of like young reporters or whatever. I see it about their coach starts talking, they interject. No, shut up.
Let me hit you with a war chart, coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me how this third grade defenseman makes
So I just my
superstar
advice,
better.
because I got that advice when I was young, and it's the best advice. Ask a question, shut up and listen.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's fair. And Cooper is one of the best. I could talk to him all day about hockey.
I'd love to just talk to him more.
He's great. Well, Matty had him on 1260 back in the day, and he said it was
this. They had Hockey Canada meetings in the summer of around the Tokyo Olympics. Okay. No, not Tokyo Olympics. Yeah, Tokyo Olympics. When Canada won gold, the women's soccer team won gold. Because he was on that day with me, and he said they paused their meetings to watch the game. Oh, but then we had him on through Hockey Canada just to talk, because at the time we expected NHLers going to that Olympics. He was the head coach, and he was great. Yeah. We talked about the soccer team. We talked about all sorts of different things, and he was awesome.
He's an incredibly smart person, but the smart guys like Ralph Kruger was like that.
That's the other thing too. He doesn't
have to tell you the smartest guy. He's the smartest guy.
You just know. You're like, this guy.
Right? If the guy has to tell you he's the smartest guy in the room, he's probably not the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And we know people. Everyone knows people like that. Look at how smart I am. Well, no, the smartest guys. Everyone knew how smart Ralph Kruger was. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to, and he never threw that in your face.
No.
Like, look at how smart I am. Look at how much I know. He went from the Oilers to running a Premier League soccer team.
Southampton.
Yes.
And where is he now? I think he went.
I don't know. He might be retired.
Yeah, good question.
Miles Fee
Probably
was really
living in
tight with him.
Switzerland.
He was speaking
Loving
at
his
World Economic Forums prior.
He's a smart man.
And he was the guy that coached
Just
Switzerland
well-rounded.
right up
Best
to almost beating Canada.
I thought he was in Switzerland.
Best-selling author.
Wasn't he a water skier too, or something like that?
Probably.
Yeah.
He just did everything.
He did
Occupation, sportsman.
Sportsman.
Yeah. What?
So
Yeah, for
he might
reason
just
he's
be
in hockey.
retired.
there's another guy you just want to sit down and talk with, and
To now, and I don't want to talk hockey.
you don't want to talk. Well,
Now with
talk
Ralph Kruger.
whatever. Talk whatever.
Yeah, I want to like learn about his view on so many other things.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes that's the best. Me and Steve Tambellini used to have those talks. Like we'd be in a lounge at a hotel or the hotel bar
At the Wood?
At the Wood.
Yeah.
That's what they call
Lieutenant
it.
Eric.
Sitting at the bar.
Lieutenant Eric's favorite.
I just learned that, so I didn't know. And we would talk anything but hockey. Like we'd talk about life and this and that and this and that, and then sometimes
nice.
someone would come up and ask him about the power play, and that was it. That was it.
He'd probably roll his eyes and be like, oh, God. here we go."
Really? Can we just not talk about the power play one day?
Puck dying on the stick right
Oh my
there.
God.
On
Like,
one.
that was puck dying on the stick, and that the scrum breaker. We
Yeah.
all know who that is. Like, just comes in, and if you're having a conversation with a player, someone will come in and throw in his interject, and then whew, that's it.
It's
for that.
the worst.
That's it for that conversation.
It's the worst. You could be having great conversations with whatever player, and you would think that it's like nobody else wants to talk to them, and you're literally talking about anything but
anything
hockey.
Just BSing.
You just, and then someone comes in, last game when you were out there and you got hit, I thought that was egregious. Or someone says, this Anaheim Ducks team, their statistics are blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what are you doing?
yeah.
We're talking about video games.
That happened in the preseason when Connor was holding court and guys were just kind of talking him, shooting the shit. And yeah, someone waddled into the scrum and boom, it was over. And Mark Spector was really upset. He was
Every
like,
team has
you
that
get to
guy.
just shoot the shit with Connor McDavid and someone has to come and blow it up.
Every media market has one or two of
Yeah,
those.
those guys. That you're having,
Just
Let
the
me
no
tell you about
awareness.
you're having quiet
No.
conversations, good conversations with players. Like players,
We're talking about smash
when
burgers
they
right
get
now.
their guard down and they start trusting
Yeah.
you, and they okay, I can trust this guy, and then someone comes in and blows it up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, about that power play.
They're smart, and if they need to make sure people know that they are smart
Yeah,
and that
they have to.
they're important.
They're important.
And
Smarts.
that's-
What were you guys talking about? Survivor.
Exactly. Like,
It was a good conversation.
when I got back from the World Cup, we had a conversation like that because I got back and we were talking to a few guys and talking, and then it was a great conversation.
Buzzkill.
Buzzkill comes in.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys were really good last night. Okay, conversation's over. And the way the players scatter is kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, nice talking to you. Gone.
Yeah.
It's almost comical when you see it.
I was having a great conversation. This was like years ago. It was like Riley's, who's the centerman? Riley's not Stillman.
With the Oilers?
Yeah. He's a good centerman. Anyway,
Not Shahan.
Riley Shahan. Yeah, so Riley Shahan, Jujar Kara,
Way back.
Ryan McLeod, I think was around there. It was like three or four guys, and it started with me and Juge talking about face-offs and getting thrown out. And then Shan was there. I'm like, hey, Ryan, you've been around the league for a little while. Like, what's going on with these guys? He like rolls his eyes, like, oh, they want you to be their buddy, and they want to call you by their first name, and then
Who, the linesman or the refs?
The linesman and the refs.
Oh, okay.
And then like all of a sudden, like someone else like peeked in and started talking. Like, oh my God, the other day this guy did this, and like I didn't call him by his first name, and he was all over me, and he was a dick to me the whole time, and then so by the end of it, there's like four of us in this like conversation. And just, I'm like, yeah, because from up top, it looks ridiculous. And they're like, it's just as bad as you think it is. And then someone came in and was like, did you know that in 1984, the Edmonton Oilers did this? Like, oh, okay. And then boom, away they go. Like cockroaches
That's
back into the night.
Mate, that's funny you mentioned that about the referees because I was in a room this year and I can't remember whose room it was. They had a big sign by the door. Tonight's referees, so-and-so number 43,
Yep.
so-and-so number 60. So it's like in big, bold letters. So
Yep.
you knew who the referees were because a lot of times some of these guys say, I don't even know who these guys are anymore. So yeah, if they get sensitive that you don't know who they are and they don't call their first names, I can see that. But I thought that was funny. I laughed and I'm like, wow, okay, I've never seen that before. But someone's thinking, okay, we're gonna get the referees on our side. These are who they are. This is their names. This is their numbers. I guess call them by first names.
You've talked about that before.
Absolutely. Even this year, Dallas was in town and there was an alumni skate, and I had the good fortune to be going to it. And they had taped in big, like all across the bench, on the visitor bench in white tape. There was the thick tape all the way across, and there'd be a number in Sharpie, first name, number, first name, and all 4 officials' first names and their numbers were there was in 3 spots right across the bench. So you could always who you were talking to. Yeah.
At some point, that's just like is the refs, like the league, like this is bad. If the players are having to do this and the coaches like have to know, like it shouldn't matter what your name is.
Well, that's what
they're just calling this.
Well, that's why they took the names off the referees.
That was in the late 80s, early 90s?
Because it was all about the referees.
Mid 90s, I think, because it was on hockey carts.
Yes.
Yeah, and the game shouldn't be able to the refs, where they took the names off the referees.
I like to embarrass
Put their names back on. If they want to be known by their names, then by the players, put the names back on so the fans can see their names.
I think it's interesting because that was the only league that had the referees' names on the back of their own jersey.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that in soccer. You don't see that in the NBA. You don't see it in football.
Not in baseball.
Like, you don't see it in baseball. Even though baseball, you know who the umps are.
I know who they are in soccer.
You know who they are in soccer, and then in baseball, who is the most famous one? Angel Hernandez, because he was so bad. And then
I saw a compilation of Angel Hernandez's terrible calls.
So bad.
And there was one. Sorry to cut you off. There was one. Ball goes right down the middle, and ball right down the middle. Ball. The catcher standing there, the pitcher's looking at it, the hitter's looking at it. And the commentator goes, "Are you kidding me? That was right down the middle."
Yeah.
They all just froze. And they're sitting there going, "What?"
Yeah.
Like even the batter was like,
Sweet.
"Okay. That's not a strike."
He had a design to count for that bat that it was going to. It's actually been interesting watching baseball this year because they have the ball strike automated system or whatever that you could challenge, I guess.
Which is cool.
But I read yesterday that players, apparently they're not allowed to move before they challenge. Like, so you got to know right away your challenge. Yeah. And so I bet we're going to have
problems. How many challenges do you get per game?
2, and if you win it, you keep it.
So you could lose 2.
Well, there was that controversy of the World Series, right? Because the Americans won on a really, really bad third strike call.
Oh, World Baseball Classic. Yeah, Canada or U.S. Venezuela.
U.S. No, it was U.S.
No, not Venezuela won.
Venezuela
Dominican, where they low strike about 3 inches low, and they rung them up.
But they didn't.
No, they didn't have that.
I don't think they had that.
They didn't have it.
I thought they. Oh no,
not at WBC.
Preseason had it though.
Yeah.
Spring training.
But you're gonna have issues with umps. People think where a player is going to move just slightly. Like, oh, no, can't go because you moved. And it like that's going to be fast.
Well, that'll have to
because the umpires, just like they need to be part of the show. And they don't like to be shown up or anything.
The umpires always, in baseball, you have your fights in hockey and you have your arguments in baseball between umpires. And there's been some classic ones, right? Like there's been, especially when they're mic'd up and you hear what they say, like, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. So that'll be interesting. Like, it'd be fun to have baseball season back again. But
tomorrow,
yeah, it's not like I do it. It's not an easy job to do. I get that. It's funny. I'm getting recognized not for what I look like, but what I sound like. My voice is familiar. My voice is familiar. Yes,
I know you.
I'm getting a bit of more of that now.
Do you ref Mini World Cup at all?
No, because the Oilers playoffs. Okay. I did 1 year.
How was that?
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. I did about 3 or 4 games. You have the 2 referee system. The place gets packed, a lot of energy. Yeah, it was good times. There's always one idiot that ruins it.
I heard the Chileans like to mix it up.
Well, Nance was on the team this year.
I know. He was limping around yesterday.
I know.
On the team this year,
yeah. The Masters or whatever, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
35 plus?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He's always hurt, though, it seems.
I'm worried about him.
I'm worried about him.
Because towards the end, your body really starts breaking down. I wake up with injuries now, so.
You wake up with injuries?
I go to bed, and then wake up, I was like, how do I roll my ankle?
Yeah, why is my shoulder sore?
Why is my shoulder sore?
Do you play at all still?
No, I ref now.
That's it?
My knee is shot.
Okay.
My back is shot. My hips are shot. My ankle hurts too. a shoulder.
Sounds like you could use Say the Reed Sport Medicine.
I might be able to. If they have, they're one of those things where they can just put you in and fix you. That'd be good.
I was talking with Crusher about that, just how it all because it used to be Advanced Sports Medicine. Now Say the Reed.
Yep.
Basically, it was like all the doctors from the Glen Sather that shut down at the U of A. They were like, we still want to work together.
Taylor shut down?
Yeah, the province shut it down and all that.
When did that happen?
It started the year.
Oh, I did not know.
So it was announced, I think, in fall or something that at the start of the year it shut down. But now all the doctors and I think a bunch of the therapists and stuff, they all just joined forces or joined
I didn't know.
With
And
Advantage.
an advantage. So now it's the Say the Reed, but it's like
province
all
shut
the
down the Glen Sather. That clinic was famous for.
losing money. That's what it was. So they said it was losing money, but it's like medicine's supposed to lose money, kind of like it's not really.
Not supposed to be.
It's not a
money
business.
care. No,
It's a
medicine's not a business. It's starting to turn that way.
So if
That's
you have
scary.
any sports injuries, like I stand by what the Glen Sather was, but now if you have a sports
Glen Sather
injury,
was great.
Say the Reed is where you want to go. Just straight up, they have the doctors from the Glen Sather. All of them are there.
That's interesting.
That's
I
where
did
you
not
want to
know
go.
that. So now it's a
And-
private clinic though,
Yeah. Partners of EST.
as opposed to a public clinic.
Yeah, but like anyone could go to it, and I don't know what I would assume the doctor part.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd have to double check with Crusher on that one. But I did a little thing with Crusher there a year ago. It was great, but the doctors of Glen Sather were just the best, are just the best. So if you have any sort of sports injury, that's where you want it to go. Now they're just all at Say the Reed, which is the other place to go.
Yeah, no, yeah, sports injuries. Yeah, so I can understand. Like, and it starts to when your body starts to break down. You're like, I used to be able to do this. I used to be able to do this. Now you can't do anything. So
Yep. I know that pain.
yeah, not yet.
you?
Wait 10 years.
A little bit, but Simon Bennett helped me. Like my SI joint was really bad,
Yeah.
and a couple. He has. I think he has his physiotherapy certificate, and they did. Him and the other trainers at Archetype went to clinic or got their tickets renewed or whatever. So they had to actually do in practical minutes with clients, I guess, at the gym. And I'm like, Benny, SI joint. He's like, all right. So a couple like sessions, a couple months apart. I think he's done 3 sessions with me. He's like, okay, we'll unlock you. And that's exactly what it felt like. Because on my left side, my SI joint was so locked up, like it would just numbing pain or irritation. And then, now I feel normal. Sometimes it flares up a little bit, but for the most part, it's better.
Yeah,
It's
my
incredible.
knee is so messed up. It's really bad. It's like it swells up. I'm supposed to go back and get it. Like when I had my ACL surgery, my doctor says you have bad arthritis in your knees, and this was like I was like 34, 35. It's like really, it's like yeah, you need to come back here in about 10 years to scope this all out.
Oof.
It's been 15 years, so I eventually got to get back there and scope the thing. I still like walking and whatever is fun. Like I have no problems, but I can't run anymore. And then I used to be a runner, but then I hated running, and now that you kind of can't do it, you're like,
You want to run?
it'd be nice to go for a run. But and then I started swimming, and then my hip started bothering me. So
Swimming's great.
this is what you guys have to look forward to when you turn
Thanks,
50.
man.
When I was
Your
when I-
body's totally gonna fall apart and betray you.
one of the last times I was in the pool or something, you realize just like as a kid, I just remember just going around that pool no problem, and then as an adult, you're going like, oh wow, this is a lot.
Yeah,
This is a workout.
yeah. When you're like you jump in a 50-meter pool, you're like, this is a long way.
Yeah, it's
That's
something
a long
else.
way. Where's the edge of this pool? But I used to enjoy it. I used to have fun. I bought these great headphones. I can't remember what they're called, but they're not. They didn't go in your ears. They kind of go like what are they called? They
The hook in
Over the ear?
buds.
it's like right beside you. Like they basically
Oh,
is
it's like a vibration
vibration
thing.
It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, shockers or something like that. They call it. I can't remember.
Really?
But they and they're waterproof, so you can wear them in the pool. So you
Cool.
could be swimming and
listening to something.
to music. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
That'd be nice.
That would be really neat.
yeah. So, but so I'm gonna try and get back to that. But like I said, I get a feeling my hip joints are all out of whack as well.
Just need to go through a full physio quickly beforehand.
Yeah,
Physical.
I do. They
take
got
a
all,
look.
all my ailments. And I'm
Let
sure
them
it'll be
take
a
care
long
of you.
list. A long list of ailments.
Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, by the way, brought to you by the High Product Market, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Stock, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at highproductmarketing.com. Are you getting excited for World Cup?
No,
No?
Chile's not in it.
Well, Canada's in it.
Canada's in it. You know what? You know what'll get me excited? If Italy comes through and they play Canada in that first round.
Oh, that'd be
That's gonna be awesome.
Italy's not coming through.
They're coming through.
No, they're
They'll
not.
win. Were they
Here's-
Northern Ireland?
We start with Northern Ireland, and then winner of Wales, Bosnia, which will likely be Wales, but on the road. So Italy would have to go to Cardiff, likely.
They can be Wales. Wales
No.
are one player.
No, here's the
Name me
thing.
another player on Wales.
Name me a guy that's going to be able to come in clutch for Italy.
I don't know. I think
Here's the problem with Italy. They lost to North Macedonia last
yes,
time.
I did.
Prior to that, they lost to Sweden.
Okay.
This is, as an Italian fan,
North
And it's
Macedonia is embarrassing. Yes.
it's one of those, I've seen it before. Italy, yeah, they'll be fine. And they're not. I like Thursday, I'm worried. Like I've already told people, like I may be miserable that like don't talk to me if Italy gets knocked out. Ukraine's got Sweden, but if Ukraine doesn't make it, I'm cool. Like I understand it. But Italy as an Italian, like it pissed me off.
You need Italy in the World Cup.
It'd be 3 straight.
Yeah, I know it'd be unbelievable. You'd need Italians in the World Cup. It'd be fun. And a lot of people ask me, it's like, oh, you don't want Canada doesn't want to play Italy. Yeah, you do. That's why you're in the World Cup. You want to play the best teams. You
And
want to play
Italy's not
Italy,
that
you want to
good.
play Brazil. You want to play Argentina. You want to play all these teams. They're gonna play.
Italy's beatable. Even for Canada, Italy is beatable. They are not something to be that worried about. I will say that right
but
now.
it'll be awesome. Like, how awesome would it be? Italy versus Canada in Toronto, BMO Field. That's going to be one of those iconic moments. It'll be, yes, maybe most of the. It's funny because I don't know how Italian Canadians like. I was kind of when Canada played Chile at the South American Championship.
Yeah.
I knew Chile had a bad team, so I'm like, I kind of hope Canada wins. But I think what this Canadian team did through that run through the 2022 World Cup is it made a lot of, people that had another team cheer for Canada, and I think that's what they brought this team.
I'm
together.
all on board with Canada as a Ital Canadian.
So
There's a lot of Italians in this country, both born in this country and from Italy, that will cheer for Italy over Canada.
yeah,
I got into the debates a little bit a couple months ago. We had Duffy on.
but if they played in hockey, who would they cheer for?
Canada. But it's because the
about-
Italian
it's about-
team
it's about the
brings
tradition of the game.
it brings you. That's your connection to
Yeah.
Italy. That's who you are. You've cheered for them forever.
Yeah. But let's
But
say
to me,
Canada
it's
had played
Canada-
Italy at the Olympics. Who would these Italians be cheering for? They wouldn't be going Forza Italia at the Olympics. No.
It's
They would cheer for Canada. It's about the game, not necessarily the country. I think.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But for me, I like my dream scenario would be Canada beats Italy. Italy beats Qatar, Switzerland. Canada beats Qatar, Switzerland, and they both move on. And top 3 make
possible.
it. Like
It's possible.
Italy could lose to Canada and still go on a run
possible.
through the World Cup where they can go do some good
This
things.
World Cup would be interesting. You know what? I'm not as excited about it. I just look at what's going on down south, and I'm going, oh my god, it's gonna be such a disaster.
There's already discussion.
People are pulling out. Teams are pulling out, or talking about pulling out.
There's a podcast from the UK which features Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney was on it this week and a few things.
They said England shouldn't go.
Well, they were saying that this is already like destined to be like the worst World Cup ever.
really.
Just from all perspectives. The Scottish head coach, when they qualified and when ticket pricing came out, he's like, don't put your family into debt to come watch Scotland in this World Cup. Like, don't stay home. Don't come and cheer for us in this. Like, don't do this.
Wow.
It's
It's a combination of disasters that are gonna happen, and now what's going on at the airports, what's going on with travelers. They said certain people can come to this country, but certain people can't. It's
off teams being represented.
teams being represented. One team's getting bombed by the guy that won the FIFA Peace Prize. Like, it's just
One. That's a stretch.
right.
Yeah, well, and then you
was
add ticketing pricing for how expensive this event's going to be.
And then tickets,
last I
hotels,
saw,
travel. How much is travel going to be now that the gas prices are shot up through the roof?
oh, that's a good point.
Right.
A good thing I bought my ticket already to Vancouver.
God.
But I'm saying there's just so many.
Well,
What was the one tweet I saw? I saw the great tweet. One of the countries participating in the FIFA World Cup may not be able to go because they're being bombed by the guy who won the FIFA Peace Prize.
The U.S. opener in L.A., I believe it is. There was an Athletic article. They, at the moment of the article, which was like a month ago or so, wasn't sold out on face value, like not resale or anything like that. In through the FIFA system, and that's like the opener of the U.S. first game in the U.S. They're hosting the World Cup for the second time ever. Wasn't sold out because of how expensive
Well, if
ticketing
you were
was.
a foreigner would you not be a little leery of going to the United States right now, considering how people are being tackled for the way they look on the streets?
Yes.
I look at that going, not a chance.
Yeah, no
I'll wait for the next one.
Yeah.
In Saudi or no, what's the next one?
The next one is
South
because
America, Europe.
yeah, it's
They've divided up because they wanted to go to Saudi.
yeah,
so.
they're giving one group to Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay, I believe it is, because it's in honor of the 100th
anniversary
of the FIFA, which was in Uruguay, I believe, to start.
Yes.
And then Spain, Portugal, and Morocco are going to have the rest of the tournament. And with that, they checked off 3 continents and one.
And so they can go
So
back.
they can go to Saudi Arabia.
They can go back to Saudi Arabia.
and take all that money.
Cha-ching.
Everyone knew it. This World Cup should have just been in South America. Should have been there for the 100th. That's what all soccer fans wanted.
Yeah.
Just let's honor the 100th in Uruguay and in South America. Then after that, give it to Spain and Portugal and wherever you want for Europe. Then we could go to Africa again. And then you could worry about going to the Asians with this South.
It's money talks.
The
baby.
Saudi and no, the Saudis were like, we're going to do this. So
Saudis,
FIFA's like, how could we get this done?
How much
And
money do you want? Just right here's a blank check, FIFA. Just write
Jeez.
however much you need. So,
But I am excited. I will want to go to that World Cup.
oh yeah,
That'll
I'd
be
go
a
to
fun one.
Well, I was in Brazil. It was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
I'd love to go. And it's just a chance to go.
Uruguay?
Morocco intrigues me so
Morocco
much.
will be fun.
I would love to go to Morocco.
The Container Stadium. Remember the one you were
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Qatar? The Container Park Stadium that they can assemble and disassemble. It's being sent to Morocco.
Is it?
Yeah, so they're rebuilding
Nice.
it in Morocco.
That was a pretty cool stadium.
That
was
yeah.
super
Did you covered games
I
there?
covered about 4 games there. It was awesome. It was like
Neat.
an art piece of art.
Yeah,
It was gorgeous, and they had a massive concert there at the end of the tournament.
cool.
That was really cool. But the way they kind of set up the shipping container stadium,
yeah,
it was really cool. And I can't remember the name of it. It was like Stadium 394, whatever the number of
amount
shipping containers
Yeah,
that it cost. So it was like but it was awesome. But yeah, I'm not excited about this World Cup. I'll be covering the Stanley Cup playoffs, so I didn't even bother trying to get tickets.
yeah.
And they were just outrageous how expensive they were.
You had to go through Voyagers.
In the end, I got a ticket for $88.
For how many?
Because $88.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because the
Were you
Europeans
sitting outside?
complained about the ticketing pricing,
Yeah.
and FIFA announced then that there would be 1,000 tickets a game per team, so 2,000 per game. That had to be sold at $60 American, which is 88 Canadian.
Wow.
Canada Soccer then gave it to the Voyagers, and the Voyagers distributed those tickets. And when, if you remember, as of prior to think, this was late December. They're like, if you remember before December 14th, you can go into a draw to win a ticket.
Yeah.
And that's how it came up. So I won a ticket for $88 for Canada Qatar. And then I also have 2 tickets to the round of 32 and 2 tickets to the round of 16 if Canada advances to those 2 rounds at $88 per ticket.
Damn.
So I got beyond lucky. But that's why I wanted to get on the Voyagers years ago.
Yeah.
Was because usually you get tickets at a good price. But I was so thankful with the pricing that people are paying for this World Cup.
Yeah.
Like I was ready to drop $700 to go to that game.
It's crazy.
And now I'm in for by myself to Vancouver for right now about $220, including flight. So I just need to find a place to stay.
You'll find a place, no problem.
Just finding it at a decent
Just
price.
fun.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Hotels are sub or like all over $700 a night
Just
for a
take a
single
tent
night.
and-
Friends out there?
Can you take a tent and just?
I don't know anyone
camp?
in Vancouver. There's one person I used to work with, but I haven't talked to him in years.
I'm sure you could.
But I just actually, there was an Airbnb for just a room that was like $190 that I submitted yesterday. I'm waiting to see if he'll accept me or not.
Hopefully. Baggio texting in, by the way, says, Matt, this convo is killing me. They have 2 exclusions due to injury already for Thursday in regard to Italy.
I like the Italians still.
No.
You need Italy in the World Cup.
You do, but they're not. Here's the problem with Italian soccer. The federation's a joke, and they're not running this properly. And Gattuso's really going to be the guy that's going to bring us to the World Cup. Like there's always something. There's always something. Jorginho just needs to hit one of 2 penalties the last time around, and this guy's a penalty king, and he doesn't. And Italy doesn't make the last World Cup in 2017 when they missed the 18. Blew it against Sweden in a home and home. Blew it against Sweden.
Mind-boggling.
Destroyed by Norway twice. Got into a shootout with Israel. Actually,
And to be honest,
no,
like
that was a
European-
high scoring game. So that's wrong wording there.
European qualifying. Yeah, European qualifying for those big teams is probably the easiest. walk through to get
They
the
they don't have a guy that I'm confident. I'm like, this is the guy that when things get tough, is going to show up for Italy and finish it off, take us to the next level. And like it's going to be 0-0 in the 70th minute. And I think the Italians are going to collapse mentally completely. And where there's going to be a late goal and Italy's knocked out.
A lot of pressure on that team.
If not, they're going to Wales and they're going to have to go on the road with a spot on the line. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're right.
Who's
completely.
the big Italian star right now? Because back in the day, you had Maldini, you had Baggio, you had Alessandro Del Piero, you had Francesco Totti.
Who's the big Italian star now?
Who is it now?
I don't
'Cause
watch a lot of Serie A, so
No, I'm just trying to think who'd be like the person you'd want to throw up there and be like, that's your star.
Yeah, like I can't
Donnarumma on nets, but the guy's not the monster that he was back in 2021 at the Euros or in the lead up to those Euros. Tonali on defense.
Never heard of him.
You have Raspadori up front, Keane up front. You don't have a guy that you just can count on. I think going to score you a goal. Locatelli's he still on the team?
I don't know.
He might be, but they've also left a couple guys at home for no reason.
So
and it's
Thursday. They should be fun.
1:45.
Baggio texts in, no one. They have no one.
You gotta have somebody. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see.
They always do well in the under 20s.
Maybe baseball is gonna be Italy's game now, considering how
Well, they're all
full of
Americans.
full of Americans.
All AAA
Hey,
players.
they beat the U.S. right? They beat
Yeah.
They did, and the Americans almost screwed that tournament up for themselves.
They almost did. Then
That's a
they
shame.
didn't know the rules.
How egregious is
That
that?
seems very American to me.
It's good
we
that
didn't
they
know the
lost.
rules. Anyways, poetic justice that Venezuela won that thing.
Venezuela, of all teams,
And
huh?
all teams, yeah.
In Miami.
Yeah, in Miami.
Huh? Karma.
Although I missed that stadium when it had that stupid little dolphin that went around for the home runs for the Marlins.
When we were there for the draft.
I've never been to that stadium, to be honest.
Oh, we
I
got
know
to go
there's
to a
baseball
game
and
there.
a bunch of guys went, but I didn't go.
Yeah, when we were there for the draft in 2015, and I think I ended up there for another game too somehow. I've been there a couple times. The backstop was a fish tank.
Yes, yeah. Was
Yes.
that still there?
It's gone now.
They got rid of all the fun stuff.
They got
Yeah.
the
'cause
fish tank, and they had the stupid little dolphin that
statue
was.
thing,
that
yeah.
stadium was built on taxpayer dollars, so they didn't scrimp at all. Like they put some.
So is Inter
crazy-
Miami's new stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
There was a lot of greasiness on that stadium.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
there
of
has-
greasiness on that stadium.
We know about stadium deals, right? So it's.
I know.
Yeah, there's always greasiness where it comes to.
That one took away like neighborhood soccer fields so they could build that stadium.
Where's that stadium going? Into Miami.
It's just about to open. Where is
Well,
it?
around that ballpark isn't very nice.
No, I
It's
saw a story
rough.
on that. The guy, there's some restaurants and stuff, and they said, they said there's going to revitalize the restaurant, and it has done nothing. No.
It's opening
not
in
great.
April. Where is it located? It just says Miami.
Like we went to the football stadium to watch a soccer game last year.
The Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah,
That one looks
Yeah.
cool. They
it was a
redid
cool
that one.
stadium, but it's tough to get to, tough to get out. Almost got in an accident on the way home.
That's
It's near the Miami International Airport.
Is it?
That's the new stadium.
Oh, okay,
But that's what I never
because the old one's in Fort Lauderdale.
enjoyed going to cover games in Florida.
No, because you have to.
Miami, pardon me. Like the
it's hard to
Tampa
get to
ones were
them.
great
Yeah,
because it's all everything's around there. They've got their fun street where they do the
hard to get to
Sassport-
stadiums. Hard to
what's
get out
the-
of stadiums. Took us forever to get out of there.
Yeah.
to find an Uber. We almost got arrested. Not we almost got arrested.
You almost got arrested.
The Uber almost got a ticket. So what happened was there's a specific Uber place you got to pick up an Uber, and then so we're trying to pick up an Uber. I can't remember. It wasn't me that was trying to find the Uber, and then as it happened, we were walking. The Uber was there, and so we just jumped in, and a cop came out of nowhere, and about to give the guy a ticket, and then we had the CP photographer with us. And he had a few too many, and so he starts beaking at the cop. And I'm like,
jeez.
don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
Just keep your mouth shut. And then we're like, shut up. Don't do that. Just don't.
Which
Do not give the
photographer
cop
was it?
at it. I can't remember his name. He's the national photographer. He goes everywhere. For
Oh,
CP.
okay.
He's based out of Toronto. So, and we're like, don't. We're like, shh. Do not start arguments with police officers down here.
Yeah.
Do not. Or they'll have your face down on the pavement. And I'd be like, I don't know that guy. Right? Like,
He just hopped in
don't
with
give
us.
him attitude. You shouldn't give cops attitude anyway, ever.
No.
Right? Just be nice. Like, I see these videos of these people giving cops attitude, and then they take a minor situation and blow it up. Major escalation.
And it's just in a foreign country.
Yeah,
I don't care what foreign country.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. I'm
in
not
a-
messing with someone else in their own country. I don't know everything.
In a foreign country, don't mess with the police officer. Say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Here you go, ma'am.
I'm sorry,
Don't
I'm
start
not from
giving
here.
him attitude. Like,
Yeah, that's just,
I was like, let the Uber guy deal with it. She was gonna give him like a $400 ticket.
Oh
Like,
my
I was
God.
Like, hey man, sorry man. So like, but I think he talked himself out of it, and then
Yikes.
she let him go. But I was like, you're not helping matters. Shut up.
I do not want to bail you out of jail
We've all
tonight.
had that one buddy. You get pulled
yeah.
over by police, and he's in the back seat, and he starts beaking the cops. You're like, I don't.
He just jumped into
I'm
this
like,
car.
feel free to pull him out and drag him away. He's not with us. So it's always that guy. Same thing when you go to, we used to go to a bar, and you always had the little guy beaking the bouncer,
Yep.
and the bouncer would look at you going,
Do what you
you want
gotta
to
do.
do what you got to do, man.
Do what you gotta
Like,
do.
You want to body slam this guy?
Yeah. You want to throw his head into a post?
I'm not.
Probably deserves
I'm not
it.
saying anything. I'm not being guilty by association here.
Yeah.
So. But
Vera, how about we don't mess with law enforcement regardless where you are? That's what DVD said.
that's what I just
He
said.
actually said that.
Yeah. Do not.
But
mess
then
with-
it's just like to me, there's just an special one. And like
A special one,
I don't know their full.
Just show respect,
Am I
like, you
missing
know.
something from the laws
Yeah.
here that?
No, exactly. I don't know the law. I don't know the rule. I'm not going to argue a rule that I
I
don't
am
know.
visiting.
I'm visiting. I'm in a car. I'm going to just shut up.
I don't have people to bail me out easily
Yeah.
here. Like there's just a lot of extra different
I
things.
got a
that-
lot of friends in law enforcement. I have total respect for the police. So I
No, you,
just be respectful.
yeah, you don't mess with them in general.
No.
Yeah, but
No.
to me, it's just even more so like on a foreign soil.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you get the call? Who do you call? It's just there's so many extra
that,
things.
That
that-
reminds me, when I was at the FIFA World Cup in Qatar in 2022, they judged the world. There was one metric which they judged the success of the World Cup. It's the only World Cup in the history of the World Cups where an English fan wasn't arrested.
No way. But where could you get drinks at that one? Remember?
Everywhere.
What about in the stadium?
No, in the stadium you could not, but that's not uncommon to European soccer.
Okay.
And I think that was the one thing that people didn't understand, and it was funny because, I remember when first time I went to Europe, I went to European Championship game, and we were buying these Carlsbergs that are non-alcoholic, and we pounded about 6 of them. But we realized they were non-alcoholic, and the Italian fans are kind of laughing at us. Look at these idiots from North America. I think they're drinking beer.
That happened to Gager. Gager told us story. He's like, "Oh, I'm feeling a little good," and it's like, "No, that's not alcoholic." Like, what?
Yeah. So when this whole thing, oh my God, they're not going to sell beer. Budweiser's throwing a big thing. Not going to sell beer in
Yeah.
stadiums. Like, that is quite common in South America and in Europe. And I'm not sure about the rest of the world. But I know there's lots of stadiums in South America. It's like, no, we're not selling beer because it just gets crazy. We're not selling. You couldn't buy a beer in Argentina when I went to the Boca Juniors game. You couldn't buy a beer at the European Championships when I went there. And I remember that I went to another game in England. I think it was Liverpool. You couldn't buy a beer. I can't remember. Or you couldn't drink it in the stand. I can't remember what the rules were. So it was not super uncommon. But they had beer gardens outside the stadium.
Right.
Right. They had beer gardens or the watch festival. But, if you're willing to pay $12 for a Budweiser, you're good. But
Which people are willing to pay.
They had a
Like,
bar
look at the pricing and
at
everywhere.
the media center. So at the end of the
Oh.
night, which was awesome, because at the end of the night, we all finished our job. You'd go to the bar and you'd meet journalists from all over the world, and they all had their badges, and we're all like talking. That was the best part.
That's why-
is meeting journalists from all over the world.
Yeah, that's why I want to do an Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to cover
That's the
an
best
Olympics.
part of that. Like, you're just,
Yeah.
talking to Irish guys, Scottish guys, British guys. It was great. It was fantastic. So, yeah,
Oh, the Olympics sounds like it's a lot more work.
it is. That's what it sounds like.
Like it's more. They're busy from
Oh.
early morning to late
Yeah.
nights.
They get up at 8, go to work all day, maybe go have a beer, come back to, and it's 16 days of
Yeah.
solid 14 hours. Like, it's fun. I imagine, like,
But soccer
it's
is a
work.
max 3 games a day.
Yeah, soccer-
and outside of Qatar, you really only could cover one at a time.
Yeah.
Like Qatar was
Yeah.
the one where you could hit all of them.
Yeah, Qatar, you could go. 2 games a day.
But that's very rare. Like this next World
such
Cup,
a
you
tiny
can't do that in
I
this
saw
next one.
36 games, and I remember talking to a British guy. He goes, "I've been, one of these older British guys. I've been to like 10 World Cups. I've never seen more than 10 games at a World Cup." I was like, "Oh, I'm going to my 36th game tomorrow."
Yeah, but you said it was like a bus ride to the next stadium was an hour
Yeah,
away.
they would take you from. It was like the World Cup was in one city. Like, let's be honest, it was in Doha, one city. So you can go to a game, and then the next game started like 2 hours later. You can get on a bus. You could work on the bus
Yeah.
and take to the other game, and then you get in the press box, work from the press box, and then you're there for another game. It was awesome. It was an awesome experience. That's why I'm like, that was my Everest, man. Like I was at the World Cup final, the best World Cup final probably ever.
That was an amazing World Cup.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was.
there. I saw it, my Everest, and then I'm just fortunate I came home, and then NHL said, "Hey, you want to come with us now?" Yes, I do.
Yep. You
Was
did good.
very, very, and to be honest, those guys were so good over there. They knew I was going to the World Cup, so they waited till I got back, which was very nice of them. Because that would have been a tough.
Yeah, because that's also a December World Cup too.
It was a December World Cup, so they just needed me for the start of the playoffs. So they waited till I got back and reached out. But it was awesome. It was so that now some people are like, "Are you gonna go? Are you gonna work?" After one, I can't work for free fund or cover because I'm a hockey guy now. Two, I've been there, done that. Like I said, like I understand the appeal for people. Someone who's never been to a World Cup game, it'd be awesome. And 3, Chile's not in it because they were so bad. Like honestly,
Yeah, I talked to Hernan about it.
oh, they were so
It's
bad.
just-
I probably could have went and tried out and played for them. Like that's how bad they were. Like, come on, guys. Like I think they had 18 games and they scored 9 goals.
What?
18 games.
It was
Or 10
bad.
goals. It was bad. It was ugly. It was embarrassing. It got embarrassing watching them play.
Wow.
Like my dad was like, "I can't believe how bad this team is." So I was like, "Oh
Yikes.
wow, this is bad."
And they coming out of the golden generation.
Well, the best players were 37 years old. They were still the golden generation guys that were 37, 38 years old. Like, don't they have any good young players anymore? So
Not
Hopefully
good.
the Copa doesn't go to the U.S. next time. There's talk of it going back.
Didn't
to the
they just
US.
go there?
Yeah, but
They
they always go to the U.S. because they think it's a cash grab.
it is a cash grab. They make a lot of money.
But I think what country was it? There was one other
They should
country
have some
that's
games
been
in
missing.
Canada. Yeah. Come play some games in Vancouver. Some games in that'd be cool.
Hey, that's what I wanted to say. So now that the stadiums are getting close to the completion for renovations, BC Place and
I was at
BMO
BC Place
Field.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
And BMO Field, you know those stands that you were talking about in the
temporary
end zone?
ones. Yeah.
People said they look like scary.
They're scary. We sat in those in Brazil. They put a stand in one of the
Yeah.
and they're like this.
Yeah.
And they look like just regular bleachers.
It looks awful too.
And it's
It
like-
looks awful, but like they are going to be structurally sound.
Right.
They are.
They'll be fine.
It's not just some. Well, let's put up a couple 2x4s and.
No,
Right.
it's like
that is structurally sound.
Yeah.
They've had
Yeah,
engineers.
it'll be
They've
fine, yeah.
it's had the safety checks and all that. It's just going to be terrifying if you were having to walk up that.
they
Like
walk
I'd
up
be
there.
scared.
We
but
did that in Sao Paulo. They expanded that stadium and they just put like in the one end. Like actually, the stand in the Sao Paulo was beyond the roof almost.
that's
like,
kind of like in Toronto too.
Yeah. So
and it happened in Russia.
yeah. So but it was
18.
fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun there. So
Interesting.
yeah, no, it'll be. Listen, if you can afford to go, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm not saying don't go. Like,
But the
just-
crazy thing is, it's cheaper to probably wait 4 years and go to Spain, Portugal, and Morocco.
might be yes.
Like it might actually be cheaper.
It might be
to go to
cheaper
those
and
because the
safer.
tickets are going to be cheaper right off the bat.
And to be honest, there's some countries that have put out travel advisories to the United States. Right, and
That's messed up, man.
If they're using ICE as security, oh my God, you
They're
imagine?
TSA agents now.
Apparently, yeah.
Saw that yesterday. BC Place. What'd you do there?
I went to visit a friend, and then the
yeah, you were
Whitecaps
in
were
Vancouver.
playing. So my friend works for the Whitecaps,
You went to the game.
Sweet.
and he got us tickets to the game. So we went to the
You
Whitecaps.
saw Thomas
opener.
Mueller?
Thomas Mueller. It was good. We had great tickets. It was a great environment.
Oh.
BC play like that stadium is old too. Like that's
But I was there for Heritage Classic in 14. I thought it was nice what they had done to it.
Yeah.
The renovations were a couple
well, they
years
did the
old.
roof,
That's
and they
12
got
years
rid of
now,
the
though.
bubble.
That was 12 years
they
ago,
got rid
yeah.
of the bubble, so they did the roof. It's an enclosed roof now. It's still cold as hell in there. It was when I was there.
Yeah, it was cold when I was there too.
Yeah. But it's not bells and whistles. Like it's you went to those new stadiums in Qatar that they built or whatever. Like they're like, whoa. Like, BC Place is BC Place, and then they're growing.
There's not a new stadium being built for this World Cup. Like,
No.
I think unless maybe
No.
Mexico has one. I doubt it though.
No, I think they're just
They're
renovating
all
the stadium.
regular stadiums.
But they're like SoFi was relatively new, right? So they're playing.
That's
there.
like 6 years old now.
Yeah, that Atlanta stadium is unbelievable.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, where they have the roof that kind of opens up.
You went to a game there, right?
I saw Copa, the opener of Copa,
Yeah.
Canada, Argentina.
Yeah,
It's
they
an amazing
They
stadium.
had the infrastructure in the United States. So
Yeah, like so BC Place, at least when I was there, that's why I'm asking for what it's like now, because I know they were supposed to fix up the interior and then underneath the stands too, like the concourses. But when I was there, like you knew it was built in 1984 or whatever.
It still looks
but they had dressed it up, they brightened it up, and it looked modern back in 2014. The roof was really neat. So apparently, I've seen renderings, but I'm wondering, like, does it actually look good? But if you're saying no,
it looks like the same, and apparently they're growing the grass somewhere, and they're just going to bring it in.
Which always goes well.
Did you say that facetiously?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Anytime I've watched, you have
When they bring the
the
grass
Super
in,
Bowl. They brought in this grass. It's like, oh, okay. Well, now you've seen guys slipping, or I've seen an
and it
NCAA
doesn't-
championship.
That was the one in
where it's like-
Phoenix.
Like it's not. It doesn't grow in and have the
don't know.
roots. There's
I don't
always
know.
something wrong with it.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but
Dallas isn't interested. They're having to raise the level of the fields because the soccer field will be a little too tight with
Too
the
wide,
field
yeah.
suites for the
Oh.
corners and stuff. So they're actually raising a floor above the field suites.
Interesting.
And it's just so they could have more space. And all those field suites are now gone.
Oh, wow.
It's fascinating seeing the renovations that's going on with Dallas for this one.
Look
I
that
saw a
up.
thing on the new Tottenham Stadium in London.
Where they're going to
where
play
they
a
have-
relegation
they
next
have-
year.
They have two fields. They have one for grass field.
Yep.
And then they'll bring up a turf field for the NFL.
That is cool. I have watched a video on that. Like the engineering in it is amazing.
Well, Real Madrid, their stadium actually like breaks up into levels and it goes underground.
That's like this
and
one.
it
like
gets
this one,
heated and all that.
Yeah,
It's-
they have the lights underneath to grow the grass, even when it's.
It's amazing.
I look forward to them being relegated. Though.
Relegated in Tottenham. Yeah,
They're close.
they are close.
And it's
Well, it's like
when
Newcastle
I look at
got
the
relegated
next,
back in the day.
I look at the next match, which is in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. There's a potential to be like directly in relegation after the next match because West Ham plays Wolves, who are the worst team, and West Ham's the third worst team. And Tottenham, who do they get? I can't remember who they get, but you have no trust in Tottenham that there's a chance that Tottenham will now be in the relegation. I would love it. I don't think people understand the economics behind the idea of a Tottenham being relegated.
Oh, can you imagine that stadium in London? Like, yeah, that'd be massive, massive. But relegation is such a cool concept. I wish they kind of did it here, in some sense, at the MLS. But the owners won't go for it. They're like, we want to play in a second division. Like, but those games at the bottom of that table are so live and die for. Like, it's unbelievable.
The battle for the Premier League to watch the rest of the way is at the bottom.
Yeah.
And between really the three, West Ham, Nottingham, and Tottenham, but you could throw Leeds in there. And you go, this is
Those games are
fascinating
life
because
and
this
death,
is going to be, one of these teams is going to be in championship next year.
yeah.
And they're going to, and it might be one, like for years, we said the big six. One of them was Tottenham.
Wow.
And yet they're right at that bottom. And they're still, no, they got knocked out of Champions League. They were in Champions League. They got knocked.
Were you telling me that Wrexham might be able to make it?
Yes.
They have a shot.
Premiership?
I was watching the Wrexham Man City FA Cup game,
Chelsea.
which was a lot. Was it Chelsea?
Chelsea.
They tied the game. Was like this offside, and I was like, yeah, it was pretty. Chelsea, sorry.
Because like the other day, or it might have been yesterday, I was watching a stadium construction video at Wrexham because they knocked out the one
They knocked
side
out their one stand.
because it was so decrepit.
Tell you what, when those two guys, the way they've taken Wrexham from this to here,
Yeah.
they sell that team. If they sell that team to a billionaire, they're gonna make a lot.
Oh, big time.
But I was looking, so this new stands is huge, and obviously it's like the biggest portion of land on the stadium site where they can build something big because they're so tight up against
They're
like
tight on
old
the
buildings
sides,
and like I don't know if it's a hospital or apartment.
Some of those old stadiums are built right in the middle of town, and
Yeah.
there's houses surrounding. them,
Yeah.
so you can't really expand and go anywhere. So
Like
it's
they-
kind of cool.
It
cool
is.
concept.
I think that like I was looking, I'm like, where else could you expand if they do make it to the Premier League? And there's like maybe one side where you can build it up and add a second deck, but you'd have to build. There's like this, I don't know if it's a house or something. There's a
You'd have to buy the hoses.
well, it looks like it's a few hundred years old, and and there's literally like the stands right
well, the
now.
race course is the oldest stadium in England, isn't it?
I think
Well, it's in Wales, right? Yeah,
It's in Wales.
Or in the
sorry.
United Kingdom.
yeah, UK.
Is that
yeah.
part of the United Kingdom?
Yeah.
And
I always forget who's.
I'm like, this is, and
Like
even
how
like,
many countries in this country?
Yeah, that's what I always say, because then there's Great Britain, there's England, so if you go break, and then there's United Kingdom, and there's different ways of referencing them
That's
all,
the
and I
great
always
joke from
forget.
Ted Lasso.
yeah.
When so the Ted Lasso, the great show, like they're coming up with a new season. Actually, we're
Are they?
excited about that. It started with a commercial for NBC.
Yeah, I remember.
Right, and
He was
Jason
in
Sudeikis.
Tottenham.
He was in Tottenham. He got hired as the Tottenham head coach, and he had Gareth Bale was there. Who's that kid with the red shoes? Oh yeah, is he from England? He's from Wales. Is that a different country? Yes and no. How many countries in this country? 4. It was so funny and on point. Like that's the best joke of the commercial, and they used it again in the show, but it was really funny.
Wrexham is currently 7th. They are one spot back of a playoff. Top 2 go right to the Premier League, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 go into a playoff, and Wrexham's just shy of playoff.
Wow.
They're tied with 6, but point differential knocks them out. So they're
And those
very
playoffs
close.
are played in Wembley, in front of 100,000 people.
That's
wherever
cool.
Wembley's is now,
Because that
and
race
it's called
course,
the most. Yeah, they call it the most expensive soccer game in history.
Because it's worth 200 million.
Yeah.
200 million. Straight up for the team that goes up.
That's
with
unreal.
If a
TV
game-
deals and
I'd
all
rather
that.
go
It's
see
worth
that
200.
game, the
That'd be a
promotion
fun
game.
one.
That'd be a fun game. Yeah.
And actually, a championship for those, I'm sure a lot of people do remember when Leicester City won the Premier League a few years ago, and how big of a story that was. They're close to being relegated in the championship.
no way.
They're right in the relegation
dropping.
spot for dropping, and like what a fall that club is having. They just got a penalty this year that helped them drop them big time.
Well, do you remember how their owner died?
Helicopters.
His
right.
helicopter crashed.
I remember
in a
that.
parking lot. His helicopter to pick him up at midfield.
Yeah.
He went, got up over the stadium. Something
Yeah.
happened. I think they hit a power line or something.
No.
Crashed in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
That's how the billionaire owner died of Leicester City. It's like, oh, it
was a wild one.
So,
Okay, so that Wrexham Stadium, the race course,
race course, yeah.
13,500, but with this expansion, I think it's supposed to be like 20,000. So it's still not big. Stadium.
But that would like 20. Like there are some small stadiums in the Premier League. What are the smallest stadiums right now in the Premier League?
It'll bring it up to 18,000 with this expansion. That's tiny.
I need to find current ones.
But yeah, like, I'm fascinated by the engineering and
Like Brentford they're 17,000. They're in the Premier League right now.
oh wow.
Nottingham's high. Fulham's high. Bournemouth is at just over 11,000. They're in the
it?
Premier League. Yeah.
Wow.
They're in the Premier League right now. So there are a couple teams that do play still in very small stadiums.
But
financially, that's going to hurt you.
right? What's like the average, Matty?
Well, sadly, I have to go through it's just a bunch of teams that have ever played, so I don't know.
Oh,
But I would say the average is probably closer to 30 if I had to guess.
that's not bad. So like, say Wrexham, if they continue to have success, do get into the Premier League.
If you're
have this
staying in the
expansion.
Premier League,
Yeah.
you would have to then expand.
Right.
If you know that you're going to just be bouncing up and down, the money's probably not completely worth it.
So these guys say they get in. They're building that one end.
Well, they're the only team that's been promoted 3 times in a row.
That's right. Yeah.
Looking for 4.
It's
I
been-
didn't think they would be this good in championship this soon, though, because
they're spending the
it
money.
might be one of the most competitive soccer
they're-
and toughest soccer league in the world.
But it's Disney FC, they call them, because they're backed by Disney. That's
Great.
a lot of money.
It's a phenomenal story. Like I've watched a bit of the show.
Oh, Wrexham is a great show.
Yeah.
It's a really good show. They've done a good job, and they
Yeah.
made a lot of money off that show, too. So it was a great investment by Rob McElhenney, and then Ryan Reynolds got
Who's just
involved.
Rob Mack now? He
Is it
legally
just Rob
changed his
Mack?
name.
Did he
legally changed
actually?
his name. Is that his character from the show?
Well, his character is Ronald McDonald, but he goes by Mac.
Okay.
yeah.
That show is funny.
And I think he is still married to Caitlin Olsen, who plays Sweet
They were
D.
getting a divorce.
Are they getting divorced?
guys are wrong.
That's too bad. But they've done that show forever. Like they've tried to stop doing the show, and FX hey,
no,
can you do another season? Danny DeVito wanted to keep going.
It's so funny. It's so well written. It's
about the 5 crappiest people you ever meet.
Yeah. So
I never watched it really.
It's
I've seen,
amazing.
like one episode was pretty good,
it's pretty funny.
but I've never just gone into it. And now I feel like there's just so many episodes. I don't know if I could get into it because I'd just be stuck wanting to watch all of them.
Yeah.
Still married to Caitlin Olsen.
Okay, that's good.
So that's good.
That's what you want to hear. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage, experts more than 2 decades help Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider. Be sure to buy Canadian. We got Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk with you here on EST. Coming up at 11, we do have the Lock Shop, Dusty and Huss. A busy night in the National Hockey League after just one game
15
yesterday.
games, baby.
15 games.
I know because I had to do the previews.
2 guys in a good. Did you have to do all 15 of them? Really?
Yeah, it was a busy day.
Damn.
And that's why I had to wait till the Rangers game ended. So
we've got 2 guys in a goalie, Dusty and Gage, or EST Afternoons Reed Wilkins show without Jay Milne. And then again, G. Silties, Olstrom pre and post game shows, 6:30 tonight. Tommy, Benny, Belzy will get you set for Oilers and Mammoth. Tommy will be also live location for Thursday at BP's Clairview. So BP's tomorrow for Oil Stream, south end of St. Albert. And then for GCL Diesel on Thursday, pre and post game show, Tommy will be at BP's out in Clairview.
Yeah, I had a busy day. You know what? I had a great conversation with the Oilers female pro scout, Danny Curdy.
Oh yeah, she's the former commissioner of.
She is. Yeah, we had a great chat last week.
Commissioner of what?
She was the first
NWHL?
NWHL, the first women's pro league.
Oh.
Yeah.
She started it grounds up, like she just and then she worked there for 5 years, and that kind of morphed into what they have now. But
Well, they had the 2 competing leagues, right? And
Yeah.
they had to figure it out.
yeah, she was a great story. So that's we ran that today. We had a little Q&A. But really, really interesting story. She's from Tampa, and her dad used to work in marketing for the Tampa Bay Lightning when they first got there. So she said she was taught to skate by some of the Lightning players would come to the rink, and they would teach the kids how to skate, and they were like grassroots. Players were involved, and they kind of built that thing to what it is now. But she went on to play hockey at Northwestern from Tampa, and then Northeastern. Sorry, I shouldn't get that. I got to get that right.
You wrote the story, right?
Yes, Northeastern. You can't get the school wrong because then you get in trouble.
Well, those are big different ones. Northwestern
Northeastern
is
Northwestern's in Chicago.
yeah.
Northeastern's in Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember I got Michigan State wrong. I thought people wanted to kill me.
Jeff Petrie did that to me once. I'm like, you went to Michigan, right? He's like, State.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I wrote some guy. Yeah, maybe it was a story.
That'd be like saying you went to you're from you played in Alberta. You're from Calgary. No, Edmonton. Like,
Yeah.
Well, It used to be the University of Alberta, Calgary, University of Alberta, Edmonton, but then he went to University of Calgary and then University of Alberta. But anyway, interesting story, fascinating person. I hope to meet her when she in the playoffs when she comes to town. But good for the Oilers. It's Women in Hockey Month, so that's why we're kind of profiling some of them. So
very good.
yeah, it was a busy day last night.
Yeah, the rumor yesterday is PWHL's going to Chicago. That's one of the expansion spots
Well, I
that they're
thought
going
they
to
were
go
coming
to.
to Alberta. No,
Well, they'd have to do 2. Like you'd have to do
Edmonton and
multiples.
Calgary. Like if they played, they would like. What are they? Would they could play lower bowl like where the Oil Kings play, right? Like you have 3 teams in that,
Yeah.
And Calgary's got NHL, AHL, WHL,
Yeah.
And NLL as well.
and NLL.
So you could bring a team in here, and there's an audience for that. So I don't know. You
I
want
don't
to
know
dilute
what
the
they're
market
gonna
too
do.
much, yeah. But
I don't know. I have no idea. So Chicago, that makes sense.
That's one of the ones out Twitter yesterday was going off on. Chicago be the next one. One of them in the PWHL coming. Not Denver. It's going to be Chicago
now, right?
Yeah.
In that league.
6.
Oh, I thought it was 8.
I
They
think they're
expanded
going.
to Seattle,
Seattle and
Vancouver.
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 Didn't it start? Yeah, it started with 6.
Oh,
Or
maybe.
did it start with 4?
No, I thought it was 6. I thought it originally.
PWHL has 8 teams now.
Okay, my bad.
4 Canada, 4 US.
The one article I read last week was that the Sens were working with the Charge to figure out a solution to maybe get them to play at Canadian Tire Center because the 67s are building a new arena in the one end zone of TD Place because right now underneath those stands is where the arena is, and they need to demolish those stands and build a new stands for the football stadium, and then the one end zone will be where the rink is, and the capacity is not big enough for PWHL according to the PWHL, but it's good enough for OHL.
Play?
That's right, because it's only gonna be like an 8,000 seat stadium arena, and they're
averaging a little over it already.
Yeah, and part of that stadium will be the arena will be incorporated into the stadium. There'll be like end zone suites and seats there. Yeah, it's interesting.
The Senators got to move back downtown. That stadium is in the middle of nowhere.
Isn't that done?
They won the deal for the land, I think.
Yeah,
it was federal land. It has to be. I don't know if they have to like fix the land. If it has like. So
yeah, if the Senators move back downtown, that'd be really good for that franchise. You need to be downtown. I know when they, like, you look at the success of Rogers Place here. I know early on some counselors like, well, let's have it out by, in Terwilliger, or let's have it out by Ring Road. Let's have it not. I'm like, you know what? Why don't you get on a plane and go fly to Ottawa?
It's awful.
And drive out there and then think it's a good idea.
It's so bad.
Like, I can't remember who it was at the time. Like, well, why don't we just have it out in the Hendy? Then we have natural road. Like, dude,
no.
What is wrong with you? Like,
Lots.
You just like
that's a dumb idea.
Go to Ottawa.
Yeah.
It's just some bad ideas coming.
You need multiple entry points. Like, even if you look at the Coliseum, there's only two ways in, 118th and Wayne Gretzky Drive. Unless you wanted to go into, what community is that? Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. The Northlands area, and like try to park in the.
You need multiple points of access.
Yeah. So here you're on the stadium, or you're on the train line. There's literally 5,000 parking stalls underneath the plaza.
Well, not only that, and I remember talking to someone because there's a lot of parking stalls in businesses that when people leave at 5 o'clock at night, they're available, and you can walk 3 blocks to the arena
inside.
They did a good job there.
Yeah, they did
and everything. So it's perfect, and they should be the model for any other Canadian cities. I'm really looking forward to see what Calgary does with theirs. I think theirs is coming up. I'm gonna actually
go check it out.
Go check it out tomorrow. I guess they got everything going, so that's gonna be really exciting. And then the World Cup of Hockey in 2028.
What do you think of Edmonton getting the semifinals and final? Because I thought that was a great sneaky move. However, they pulled it off.
I think they're going with the devil, right?
Yeah.
Because Calgary's building is going to be new, and remember when Edmonton's building was new, there were some hiccups. There were some problems.
Yeah.
Right. There's some problems with the ventilation. They had to put up the curtain. So I think it's a brand new. Like, they're going to go to Calgary, but there might be some hiccups with that building and some problems that they didn't expect to have.
Yeah, that's possible.
Like you do with every new building. You do every house, every new structure. You had that issue there. So I think they went, well, we know we have it, Rogers, right? We know it's set, it's ready to go. They fixed all the kinks. Whoever was doing it I think was thinking there might be some kinks in Calgary that we might play there, and they go, oh, this has to be fixed. This has to be fixed. This has to be fixed. So that's my opinion. I think that's why they went.
Yeah, I remember the fan thing. They installed fans that were too small.
Yeah.
And
the original banners were too small because there was too cavernous.
Yeah.
There was just had a problem, and they had to put the tents, the curtains.
Yeah, because the airflow was messing up the ice.
Yeah, it wasn't doing well. So there was a lot of kinks, and it's just when you build a facility, these things arise. You don't anticipate them; they arise, and then you have to. So yeah, that's why I think that happened. I don't think it was a slight to Calgary in any way. They're basically most tournaments there. The province given a lot of money. So,
there's a couple of other things. One, a lot of Edmontonians will say that Edmonton hasn't gotten anything from the NHL from that was promised draft All-Star game. So this is one way of getting that. The other thing somebody pointed out was the fact that the J-Dub's right there. Yes. And the players, there isn't, I don't think, a hotel at this moment connected to that rink.
No.
That for the players of Canada, US, Sweden, whoever
but
it
I
is,
think
it's right there that it's just like you're in J-Dub, you know it, you could walk right to the rink, right back to it.
I think the rink is walking distance from downtown. Like I stay at the Sheraton, and I've walked over to the rink at Calgary. It's about 10, 15 minute walk.
Yeah.
I walked over there.
But it's not like this. Yeah. And you're right, it's the devil, I mean, they've had 3 Stanley Cups here now.
Yeah. They can set it up.
Yeah.
Right? They have the setup. They know what they've done. And I that's why I think, I understand what come down the road, come to Edmonton. Like,
Yeah.
it's the middle. Like,
And they're going to be doing they've already started upgrades because the building's reaching its 10th year.
Just wild.
And I was told it's not aesthetic stuff mostly. It's kind of just stuff on the guts of it, just to improve it, make sure it's running smoothly and efficiently.
yeah. Well, there's always upkeep, right? I always thought it's going to be funny because I know, like in Medicine Hat, they built a really nice arena. They built it on the outskirts of town. I wasn't happy. Like, I didn't think that was a good idea, but they got the land and whatever, they built it. And then there was like, okay, well, who's going to pay for the upkeep? And the city's like, well, Tigers are paying for the upkeep. They're not paying for the upkeep. It was like a real battle between who's going to pay for this. So I suspected that once you're going to need some renovations here, there's going to be a battle between the city.
It's written in the agreement, though.
That who pays for
I
the
forgot. I'd have to go look. I thought the Oilers were due to have to upkeep certain parts of it.
I think so.
But
And
it is written in that part. I think is written into the agreement.
Like last week, I was at morning skate, and a buddy of mine that I grew up playing hockey with was walking around with arena staff, and they're talking about doing something about the filtration system on the HVAC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, they are doing stuff. The money's being spent to make sure that the guts of it is working efficiently as best as possible.
Where did 10 years go?
Yeah.
You remember the party that we had at the old rink?
Oh, that was so much
We
fun.
stayed till 5 a.m.
Yep. I remember that was so much fun. I think we left.
I think I got home at 5 a.m.
Yeah. My girlfriend at the time, the next day, we had to go pick up her vehicle. We didn't go till like 6 o'clock. And we hopped in the car and she's like, I need fries. I'm like, we've been sleeping all day.
Well, I
need fries now from McDonald's.
I had to turn around and be back at an Oil Kings practice at 11.
Oh.
It's like, I could just crash here.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was great because, it was a huge party. It was the end of we all went on the ice and took pictures on the ice.
That was cool,
awesome. We met all these people and basically the bar staff said, hey, we got all this beer. We might as well drink it. We're not going to take it to the new rink.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay.
I remember we had to go back there a few times to like pack stuff up, and the floors were still sticky, and there's so much spillage going on. It was gnarly.
It was a fun night. And then, you turn around, I was like, oh, it's 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, they didn't stop the service. That was so good.
Yeah, it was so good.
Everybody stayed too.
Oh, that's the thing. Everybody stayed till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Players were there. A bunch of people were there.
Isn't that
Yari Curry was there. I took a picture of Yari Curry. I remember that.
Isn't that when you caught wind and you let me know that it sounds like Taylor's going to be traded?
Oh, yeah. No, the reason I caught wind that he was on his way out.
I remember you telling me that, and I'm like, I'm not surprised.
I had a great conversation with Taylor when he was here. So,
Did you?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with we're writing a story on that next week.
He's found a nice spot for himself in
Great
Carolina.
spot for himself. He's the perfect. Brendan Moore's the perfect coach for him
Nice.
because he's like, I was that player, so I know exactly what I need to get out of him. Great conversation with all of them. He's playing with a couple of young kids, so Taylor Hall was never a systems guy. He was always, you got to just let him play.
Yeah.
Let him play on instinct, and he's always been an instinctive player. And I think coaches sometimes have to recognize you can't tell guys where to go on the ice. You just got to let them go. And then figure it out some other way. Like they talk about structure and systems and all this. And it's funny, like obviously, Connor McDavid got in trouble for, he was just complimenting another coach that he had just played.
Yeah.
That's the way I took it.
He's played for back-to-back years.
He's played for back-to-back years. He's complimenting a coach. It's that because if I compliment you, I'm not taking a shot at him. Like it just.
Yeah.
But everything he says, that's why these guys don't want to talk to us on camera. That's why we try to say, can we pull him aside and get him off the camera, and then you can say something that's not going to be blown up and misconstrued.
Yep.
Right. Like if Spector had done it when he was on the road. He had said, hey, can I talk to you on the side after we were done with the cameras? And if he had asked the question that he asked, it wouldn't have made that such a big deal.
Yep.
But I think the video actually helps in this case because when you read the quotes, like
in the
Rashad
McDavid case.
The McDavid case, you read the quote and Rashad had the two quotes, the first question, then the follow-up question, and the answer. You read it more as you can't read tone. Okay, maybe this is a shot. Yeah. And you guys were then played it on the post-game show. And then you see it and you watch it in person, it changes. It did change.
Yeah, for sure. It does. It does change. But the problem I had with the Spector thing is a lot of people were just playing the question. They didn't play the answer.
Yeah.
on the clips.
Yeah, you gave a great answer.
Yeah, he gave a fantastic answer, and that was his dry sense of humor when he said, "Oh, nice question."
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
I
was
see
a
what
few
you're
days
talking
ago,
about.
yeah.
I'm talking about the
Okay,
from the weekend
okay,
with
from the
John
weekend.
Cooper.
No, with
where
John
if you
Cooper,
read the quote, I think the video actually helped the quote.
100%.
But we wouldn't even get
100%.
into that problem if we were just able to pull them. We've talked to guys like that. Like everything is on camera now. Everything is
It's
scrutinized.
only one avail. Remember how few times are we in the room this year compared to years past?
yeah, well,
Where it would
whenever
always
all
be in
with-
the room.
Yeah,
Now it's all we're at the wall today. We're at the wall.
yeah. So it's only one avail. But you can still actually. I've talked to Connor and I said, hey, I need to pull you aside
Yeah.
or something after. And he's good.
If one of the
He's
other
usually
guys
good
doesn't
about it.
pull him aside for a selfish conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, sometimes that
So
happens.
what are you doing?
Yeah, sometimes it happens. But yeah, everything is on camera now. Everything's scripted. Everything is everything is scrutinized. Taking a shot at his coach.
Yeah.
This is the same coach that took a team to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. He just signed a 3-year extension starting next year. You're not firing the coach.
What if they miss the playoffs?
Is that on the coach or is that on?
I think
is that
he's
on
the
Jim?
easiest thing to change.
You're not going
for
to
the
fire
sake
a
of
guy
changing.
before you start paying him.
Do you have to serve some ahead to the fans if you miss the playoffs this year, or have a first round exit?
And I'm not saying it's the right thing
Hey,
to do
No,
either.
but that's
so,
the question. Like,
yeah.
if you're the Oilers and the fan, you get a first round exit, even like you lose to the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round. Do you owe a head to the fans who
You
are going
don't
to
owe
be
the
upset?
fans anything. No, you're trying to build a championship.
Are you
team.
able to go back into next year with everything the same?
No, you got to have better players.
Okay,
Maybe another goalie.
from an off ice perspective, for non players, can you go with CEO? Is that his title,
No,
Jeff
this is a-
Jackson?
Yeah,
this
he's
is a-
CEO.
hold on.
Or like I'm just curious where your take is on that.
No, I don't think you can't fire the coach.
Okay.
I think you don't fire a coach that took you 2 straight back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. Also, look at all the coaches that have left here and had so much success somewhere else. Look at Todd McClellan in Detroit right now.
Fell out of playoff spot.
Yeah. Well, if they get into a playoff spot, right?
Just fell.
Maybe coach of the year. Like it's one of those things like people, like how many coaches and have to come through here before you realize it's not the coach.
What I do like though is
Right?
because the hockey lifespan of an NHL coach now is about 200 years and a bit.
Yeah. Because it's a reactionary from the GM.
And that I know I saw it somewhere on Twitter yesterday. Someone's like, see, it's like Chris Knobloch's just at that point where it's just, this is the standard. But then you also look at the only 3 guys hired before 2020. Who do they coach? And it's the Tampa Bay Lightning with John Cooper, who are a top 6 team in the NHL. You got Rob Brendamore of the Carolina Hurricanes, who are a top 3 team in the NHL right now.
Yeah.
And you got Jared Bednar with the Colorado Avalanche, who's the top team in the National Hockey League. That of the 3 most tenured coaches, their teams are all at the very
Yeah.
top. And 2 of those coaches won Stanley Cups in the last number of years. Paul Maurice is well past 2 years.
Yep.
He's more tenure than Chris Knobloch.
Did Colorado fire Bednar when they
No.
got knocked down the first round against Seattle?
Who's the head coach of the Golden Knights when they won?
That was
it
Bruce
Bruce Cassidy?
Cassidy,
And he's still
his
their
first
coach.
year. Yeah.
So so now of the last 5-6 Stanley Cup winners, all those coaches are still there with their teams, and they're more tenured than Chris Knobloch, who's 10th. So the argument that the NHL does churn, okay, that's fine. But also you look at the teams that have won, or the guys with the most tenure, their teams are at the top.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something to learn from the other side of
There
this.
is
Don't
something
be
to learn from the other side.
reactionary
Yeah.
and get rid of the coach just because, well, this is what everyone
You
does.
can't just get rid of the
Well,
coach.
those teams aren't winning.
Yeah.
The teams that don't do that, the teams that have the coaches that last longer than the 2 years are actually winning Stanley Cups.
True loyalty.
Yeah. It's like it's ridiculous argument that he got Lomblock's lost the room. He hasn't lost the room. That he's like he's forgotten how to coach after a year. Like no.
If you read our text line after a game, yes.
It is just, but
guess-
you've seen enough sports though to know that there is often a reactionary.
Yeah, and
We're
those are
serving
bad
something that-
franchises that are spinning
yeah.
their wheels.
And that's why,
And
like,
you just made that point.
absolutely. And I think Tom's right though. If there's going to be a change, it's just easier to do the coach.
It's always that's the easiest
just
thing to
easy to
do,
do.
is to fire the coach and say, okay,
As long as
someone.
Daryl is okay paying 3 years for a coach to never coach, his new contract, it's easy to do.
Hampton Steve, in regard to that, texting in, how many coaches have the Oilers had under Daryl Cates' ownership? The record shows that Knobloch will get blamed and likely fired if the Oilers don't at least make the conference final. Now, I don't know about the conference final thing because the roster is not great. Like,
It's
what
an
do you?
awful roster.
I use the whole
Well,
like
it's
ingredients to bake a cake when you're only given like 3/4 of what it takes to actually make a decent cake.
I would say
What
awful
can you do?
roster, but it's not a good roster.
It's not a good roster. compared
look
to
at
the
the
last 2
roster
years.
management around these 2-star players. It's been not good. They went through 3 GMs now. 4 GMs? How many GMs? We've gone through a lot of GMs.
Since who?
Since Daryl Cates took over the team.
So he
Peter.
would have bought
GMs.
under Tambellini, would have he not?
Yes.
He would have had Tambellini, which then goes to McTavish, which goes into Chiarelli, which goes into Holland, which goes into Bowman.
And with a Keith Gretzky interim stint in there.
Did he?
And a Jeff Jackson
Did Keith Gretzky make
month.
any deals, any transactions? And Jeff
Keith,
Jackson's
I think
in there
he
as
just
well.
tried
He would have been in charge during the
He was in charge
deadline, wasn't he?
after Chiarelli was let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would have been in charge of that deadline,
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know.
But
you
so
can't-
at least 5 GMs, we
know.
could say. 3 presidents of hockey, because you added that with Peter Chiarelli. No, I guess Kevin Lowe was a president of hockey ops prior.
He was,
So
yeah.
you had 4 presidents of hockey operations. I don't even want to begin to count coaches.
Like, isn't the definition
like-
of insanity doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result?
That's-
You can't keep firing coaches and GMs. Yeah, you need to get some good people in there.
Yeah.
And to me, Chris Knobloch is a good coach, and he's just starting his career. He's going to be a guy that's coached 20 years in this league, right? Because he's that smart and he's done that well. Listen, every now and then you're going to rattle cages of players that are going to be mad at you, right?
Sure.
And you can't be afraid of that. We call him a quiet assassin. Like, he is not afraid to make a move when he needs to. He is not afraid to sit a guy when he needs to, right?
He's done that back-to-back playoffs.
Yep.
He's done that back-to-back playoffs.
Yeah.
He's done it.
McLeod,
And it feels like it's always
CC.
worked.
Yeah, he's made the
Skinner
moves.
last year.
Skinner.
At the right
moves
time, or
didn't
2
work
years ago, or
out.
whatever.
Some have worked out, but listen, I wasn't in the room for McDavid after the post game. I was in the other room talking to Kucherov, who someone told me, "You never get him." That was pretty funny. They're like, "I'm going to go talk to Kucherov." He's not talking. Somebody said that in the media room.
And you got him?
Of course I got him. So, he scored.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah. What did he have? 3-point night?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do that
Yeah,
much.
but
Money
were
probably
really
over
good.
the
I was
course
like,
of the year.
When we talked Kucherov, and he kind of looked at me and goes, "I'll ask him." He came out.
That's perfect.
He was like, he took over the score, and he was really good too. Like, he was short, but he was really good.
Yeah.
It was just me and Julie, George Stewart Biggs.
Oh, right.
yeah.
She's doing the
She's in
broadcast.
Tampa now.
Yeah.
So it's me and her asking questions, which was great. Just a couple, like, it's quiet room. There's nobody there. You
Yeah.
can get 3-4 questions in.
Yeah.
It's like the old days. Oh man, I miss these days when you can just talk to a guy.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was great. Great story. So I saw the clips after, and like when I first heard Cooper, he's complimenting Cooper. They have great systems. They do a great job. If you say some other team has great systems, doesn't mean you don't have great systems. Like, I don't know if the Oilers do or not, but that's a lot on the players. And when you are a team that's a puck possession team that is very creative and is very offensive, what are you going to draw lines on a board and say you can only go here, you can only go here, you can only go here, you can only go here?
Why
You
limit?
go back to the 80s days, right? Like Gazzola said, I'm not going to draw lines on guys saying you have to go up and down this
Yeah.
line, you have to go up and down. Let them play. You have to have that creativity. And if that takes you away from some sort of system, then it does.
I could be
Defensively, they
wrong,
have
but
to
it
be
was
better.
like all go, and it was all offense and flow. And
Yeah. You have to be better defensively, but when it comes to me, system play is all about, well, you're plugging one guy in here and you can plug a different guy in here, plug a different guy in here. There's creativity. You can't out system creativity or whatever. And some guys that just let them play. Let them play. Open the gate. Let them play. So take the good with the bad.
classic.
Yeah, that's my opinion. So listen, it's going to be a big game today. It's going to be up. Jari's going to have a short leash.
Are you surprised it's
Yeah.
Jari? Because we were talking about yesterday. But Ingram's, it's his old team. Are you surprised it's Jari?
How many games did he play for Utah?
Ingram?
Yeah.
Parts of one season. I think it was like 30 something.
Yeah. I'd be like Arizona's. I guess it's old buddies, but no, I think at this point you're like, we need to get this guy back in the mix. Because then we lose him forever.
He had 22 games with Utah last season. That's games. I don't know how many
Yeah.
that starts or
I just
what that
you
is.
need to get this other guy back. You need to get him going. Like, you gotta get him going.
Can he get going?
I don't know.
That's
The one
where
thing I
I'm
see, I
at
know
right
nothing
now.
about goaltending. We have our goaltending go-to is Brady over at Kelly's because he played in the Central Hockey League as a goalie. So
Yeah,
we asked,
I'll,
we asked him
my
questions.
interactions goaltending wise with him are very limited.
Just ask Mooner.
Well, we
Yeah.
asked Mooner too. Yeah, Mooner knows.
Mooner would be
knows
a
his
great,
stuff.
or Joaquin Gage.
Joaquin Gage
That's
is-
usually my
that's your
go-to.
go-to, yeah. So what
with
else?
all due respect to Brady
Yeah, all due respect to Mooner
and his
Gage.
few games in the Central League.
What I notice, the difference between Connor Ingram and Tristan Jarry. Like I said, I've never played the position. I just watched a lot of hockey games. Is that Ingram reads the play much better than Jarry does. Jarry sometimes it just has no clue what the next move a guy's going to make, where Ingram has an idea. And the one time that really kind of hit home for me, there was a play where a guy was taking the puck behind the net and he threw it out before throw it up before you go all the way around.
Yep.
Ingram read it like a book because he saw the guy coming and then he stood at his post and there was a shot. He was right there. Read it perfectly. Okay. A few days later, same play. Jarry's hugging his other post and he's like, no clue. And I'm
That's
like, that's the difference between those two guys right
That's my concern with Jarry, because the last few times we've actually saw him in net, and I've texted Joaquin or I've been with Joaquin, I'm like, does he not look like he's surprised by the pucks hitting him in some of these saves?
Yeah.
And I've heard and we've read and people text in to our shows, pre and post, obviously, saying, oh, Jarry looked really good last night in relief. And I'm like, did he? Because it looked like a lot of those
You're
shots
like, "Oh,
surprised
that hit
him.
me," yeah.
And it reminded me very much so of that game where Jack Campbell had to go in the playoffs, and then the Oilers came from behind and won. And Cass and I were watching that game together at the Ice House, and we looked at each other, and there were some saves that
There was no
Campbell
confidence.
made.
Every
It wasn't.
shot
There
was an
was. It was just all
adventure.
shaky,
And
and you didn't have confidence that he wasn't going to let
Every
it in. But he
shot
did
was an
make the
adventure.
save. But you're just like, how did he make that save?
You,
Almost.
exactly, Matthew. And Cass and I were like, oh boy, that's not good. And people were texting in the show, oh, you got to go to Campbell. Gotta go. No, he didn't even know he made those
Yeah,
saves.
no, it's
And that's the vibe I'm getting off of Jarry
it is.
lately,
And-
which is
and-
not good.
another vibe, and you don't want this reputation, but apparently he gets lit up in practice, and guys get frustrated with that.
Mikko Koskinen used to get lit up at practice.
Did he?
Now he would try to make the save. They would just find a way. They would.
Yeah.
He was the king of squeaker goals.
Well, you know what? I always thought with Mikko Koskinen, he was a big guy, but he couldn't get the glove up. And then when he tried to overcompensate for the glove, he got beat through here a lot for a
Under
big
the
guy.
arm.
Pucks would trickle in on him.
Yeah.
He'd get a piece, and you're like, he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
Why
he
did
got-
that go
yeah, he
in?
got beat a lot. He got beat for a 7 feet tall goal. He got beat a
Yeah.
lot over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And I just think he was slow doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that's one thing too. And I know the Oilers and McDavid and Dress are all about work hard and practice, work hard and practice, work hard and practice. And
When they practice.
when they practice,
when
or
they
your morning
practice.
skates. And then
Today
just-
went from full practice to optional.
yeah, went off
again.
shifts. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the one thing. And then like he doesn't talk on game day. He doesn't. The one thing that bothers me is he doesn't stand up to talk to media.
No, he stays in his stall.
He sits
Sitting.
in his stall, which is a Sidney Crosby thing. I get it. Sidney Crosby does that, so probably a lot of the Penguins do that too. Like I know there's some teams that have rules. Stand up. I actually saw. Can't remember where. I think it was in Nashville, or the Predators. Some of these media guys are really good. Some of these cities. A new guy came in. We were doing a story on him. He sat in his stall. Look, new guy comes running across the room. Stand up, stand up. We stand up on this team. And I kind of looked at him and was like, that's impressive. Like we stand up. And to me, it's a sign of respect a little bit. You're gonna stand up. All the Oilers stand up. He's the only guy that
they
sits
do.
in his stall. McDavid stands, Draisaitl stands, everyone stands. They don't just sit in their stall and have the scrum around them.
Yeah.
But I understand because he came from Pittsburgh and that's what Crosby does.
Yeah.
Right? I
wonder
get
why
it.
he does that.
I get it. Crosby,
maybe
I think
comfort.
he's got so many interview requests
Mm-hmm.
that he'd be there for 20 minutes.
If
I
I
see
do,
what you're saying.
if I do a one-on-one, I'll take the guy and I'll sit. I'm like, can I sit with you? But it's different.
But you're
than a
both
scrum.
sitting at that point.
Yeah, we're both
as opposed
sitting.
to 7, 8 of you guys standing
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
and the guy sitting and
Yeah, so it's a respect thing. To me, it's a respect. Someone's talking to you. Like, let's say someone comes to talk to you and you're sitting, you stand up. And
I'd stand up, but
right?
that's just
You
me.
wouldn't just sit there and, I don't know, but I understand where that comes from. The not talking on game day, don't like that at all.
Mm. Right?
Don't like that at all. And we've been lucky here with goalies, great
Mm-hmm.
goalies, that they realize, hey, man, What's the big deal? Talk to the guy, 3 guy. I'll talk 3 minutes to us, and then I'll go sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah, if you think that, to me, this is where I just go to. If you think that 3 minutes or 4 minutes talking to the media is going to impact your performance hours later, you might have another problem.
Yeah.
Like you might have a problem with your preparation for the day if that gets you off.
Well, who was
your
the one
game
goalie that
before.
did the backup that didn't talk?
Jose Theodore.
No.
That was
Al Montoya.
Al Montoya, and he got ripped by
'Cause he
TSN
wouldn't
reporter
talk.
on Bell That's Talk Day, calling him soft.
But he wouldn't talk when he even wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
No, that was Jose Theodore.
Is that
Jose
just-
Theodore?
yeah.
That was Theodore. He was. I can't remember where he was.
Minnesota. I remember
And
that.
then
I was in the room when that
and then
happened.
Mark Spector went, "Hey, Jose, you got a minute?" I was in the room too. He was like, "Hey, Jose, you got a minute? Can I talk to you?" He goes, "I don't talk on game days." And then Mark's like, "You're not even playing."
Yeah, he yelled it in the room. You're not even playing today.
And everyone's like, "What? Like you're not even playing?" To me, that's a ridiculous. Like once the media guys started, I think Carey Price was the first guy to do that. And then in Montreal, it's like, our goalie doesn't talk on game days. And then everyone, I remember Ryan Miller was in Buffalo and he didn't talk on game days. And the Buffalo was starting a kid they had drafted. I think he was from St. Albert or Sherwood Park or in the area. He was getting the start in his hometown. It was like really exciting. So I go over to him and was like, "Hey, you got a minute?" He's like, "Yeah, no problem. Are you excited?" "Oh, I'm great excited about start." The media guy from Buffalo flies across the room. "Last questions. Our goalies don't talk on game day." And the kid looked at me and he looked at the media guy who we probably just met like an hour before, 2 hours before. "Oh, I guess I don't talk on That happened.
So
with,
dumb.
It's ridiculous.
I'd be fascinated what other sports do because it just seems like sometimes hockey
Well,
goes a
some
little
other
too far.
sports- No, soccer's the worst. The guy doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But Messi never talks after a game. They win Barcelona and all those things. The one thing I will say when I was at the World Cup is they have the. I don't know if you ever guys been in a mixed zone where the players can
World
walk. The
Championships.
players will walk by you, and you have to call them, and
Grab
it's
'em.
up to them whether they want to come or not.
Yeah.
Now, it was such a gong show. We'd gone there with England. We were in a 50-person scrum with Harry Kane, and no one could hear anything, and it was just a mess. England was like that. Some other big teams were like that. Brazil, the Brazilian media contingent, the media guys. There's so many Brazilian reporters. Okay, I can't remember, at least 50. He took a group of 10. Put the group of 10 here, took a group of 10, moved them down, put them there, put another group of 10, put them there. So there was 5 groups of Brazilian reporters, 10 each, right?
Yeah.
And he told the players, you have to stop at every group. Casemiro did 5 interviews. Like he did one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And I'm sitting going, that was freaking brilliant. Like, why doesn't everyone else do that? Right? Like the
it takes
players
effort,
understood. Like that's why the media love the players in Brazil and they're not super critical because they give them access. And they all did 5 separate interviews as they're walking through the mix zone. And I'm sure they did the same thing with the radio and television mix zone. Like it's just like these guys are like, I can talk to a guy for 3 minutes and then we move on to the next 3 minutes. Like
Not hard, man.
It's not hard.
Casemiro with like 7 headers for United this season. It's been great in his final season with Manchester United. The official drink of the EST Hangout, Dylan Small Batch Distillers, refreshing cocktails made by the #1 canned cocktail brand, made the right way, crafted right here in Canada. We've got like 90 seconds left or so on this show, so need to get to over under for Play Alberta. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca. Dusty's already got his early bird bet up for the day. McDavid 2 points, Hyman a point, Gunther a point. That's boosted to plus 325. And then Dusty's play of the day, McDavid power play point boosted to plus 115. If I said the over-under today for the Oilers, 3.5 goals scored by the Edmonton Oilers today, over-under.
Over.
They're going to have a
High-scoring game tonight.
Over.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would enjoy that one then. It'll be a tight one. It's a good test for the Edmonton Oilers. If the Oilers win the Pacific, they're likely first-round opponent. But it's going to take some more because the Ducks have Vancouver, Vegas has Winnipeg.
And
tonight.
the Ducks have a game in hand, and they're going in the right direction. They're playing
5
well.
points up.
got
Well,
a
they were
goal.
5 points up.
Mind you, Seneca just got fined for embellishment. Rookie doesn't. You don't want to do that if you're a rookie. But they got a good look. Their time was coming. So the time is now. So they're playing well. So I'm going down to Calgary tomorrow. Talk to the Ducks.
Say hi to Patty Steinberg.
I will.
Great guy.
GCLT's Ulster and pre- and post-game shows tonight. Tommy, Benny, Belsey will get you set. 6:30, Oilers, Utah out in Salt Lake Oilers will be there twice the rest of this regular season as well. So the first of two out there. We've got Reed Wilkins show without Jay Milne. We got EST afternoons. We got two guys in a goalie. We got Lock Shop. That's all to come. I went in reverse order there. That's all coming up here in Edmonton Sports Activity. Thanks for coming in. Greatly appreciate it as always.
No problem, Dale.
Safe travel to Calgary
Yeah,
tomorrow.
drive safe.
hopefully the roads
Enjoy
are
all
good.
that.
I'll be fine. I'll be paying $400 for gas. I'm sure better and back, but I don't want to get talking about
144.9 just
someone
over
wants
here.
to screw up their own country, do it, but don't screw up everyone else.
Thank everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage experts, as I said, Diest coming up with the Lock Shop here. On behalf of DVD, Tommy, and Matt, thanks for tuning into the Hangout here on Edmonton Sports. A clear choice for Edmonton Sports presented by Play Alberta Lock Shop. In just a few minutes, don't go anywhere.
Look at this. Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,